What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? You found me, though, Ryan. You found me. Hey, Alicia. How are you? Trump shit his pants in the Oval Office today? Like, more than normal, or just normal shitting his pants? I heard he does all the time. Is this like a thank you so much, Neuro Spicy. I appreciate you. Thank you. Well, hello, everyone. What's going on? We over here hanging out. Oh, what is that? Oh, there's new stuff on here. There's new stuff on here. Sorry, I'm looking through different things. Thank you, Lynn. And congrats, Pixie. What's good, everyone? How's everybody doing today? They're here. Running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Oh, what a day. Sorry, I'm like rushing over here today. I've been rushing a lot lately. Just busy. I was rushing on last night after the game, rushing on today, trying to eat dinner. How's y'all's day? It's a hump day. That's what it is, right? It's just one of those hump days. You can't help it. Seattle, not a question. Not even a question. Not even a question. Can you all see me all right over there on the TikToks? I'm running a whole new little thing over here because I'm on my third account and I can't use what I normally use. So it might look a little different today. It'll look a little different for the rest of the weeks. Yeah, go Hawks. Go Hawks, go Hawks. It's too early for the Pats to start winning Super Bowls again. Okay, it's just too much. Tony, there's plenty of them today. There's plenty of them every day. There's plenty of them every day. Unfortunately. I thought I was hearing stuff out of there. Yep, there's plenty of them every day, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I don't know. The lady from the stream last night was wild. I gotta remember to clip that. I really do gotta remember to clip that one from last night. That was a that was pretty wild one. I had quite a few pretty wild ones last night, to be honest with you. Yeah, it was just it was a whole night last night. I'll tell you that much. It was a whole night last night. I'll tell you that much. Actually, let me download it real quick right now so I don't forget. She was pretty out there, dude. She was pretty out there. It was semi like a train wreck. it was a little bit of a, it was a little bit of a, I should have stopped, but I couldn't look away. You know? I should have stopped, but I just couldn't look away. Like it was just, oh, she was, I don't even remember everything she said. Didn't I have a grandpa on the liquor cabinet last night too? Yes, Betty, this is where you come to get impregnated by the word of God. The word of God. We're gonna open up these phone lines in a second. I'm already seeing a few people calling in, which is great. So we're about to open up the phone lines in just a moment. So we just coming on. I was just like I said, I'm like trying to like refocus over here. It takes me a second to get ready over here. You know what I'm saying? It takes me a second to get like I have to get ready to flow. Yeah, we had drunk grandpa. All right. Please keep your drunk grandpas off the live. Or don't. I don't really care. To be honest with you. Do whatever you gotta do. But you see, that's not a real MAGA. That's just Chase. Chase comes here every day. Chase is my literal biggest fan. When it comes to people that that Chase loves, it's me first, Donald Trump second. All right. It's me, then Donald Trump, then Jesus. Did I get that right, Chase? I know, it's very sweet. Chase is literally one of the first people in my live every single day. And he comes in here just to tell me how much he loves Trump and then to talk about me. I think Chase has a crush. And that's cool. Like, I'm not like whatever, you know what I'm saying? I do allow fans from all walks of life and political backgrounds. All right. All of them. So even Chase is invited. even Chase is invited, even Chase is allowed. Exactly, Ryan. Exactly. You ain't gonna hurt my feelings. You ain't gonna hurt my feelings at all. I don't even know if I can do this yet. Hold on, let's see. There we go. All right. Well, as you guys over there see on the Tiki Talkies over there, I'm on like count 3 over there. Which I might change the name of. But thanks for coming out and hanging out over there. Really appreciate y'all. That's why it looks a little funny. We got to get lots of viewers on this. That way, if I, if I do ever need to use this account, I can do it. You didn't get a notification. Well, Corey, that's not good. Well, hopefully they're going out to everybody else. Thank you, Feisty. I appreciate you. Hopefully they're going out to everybody else so we can get this thing going. All right, we're about to turn on the phone lines, get this thing going. I got to grab my chapstick real quick, and then we will start this up. So give me 15 seconds to grab my chapstick, okay? And we'll go. I found it. We're good now. I got it now. It's called Picking Wildflowers. I don't know how something can taste like picking wildflowers. That doesn't even make sense. Okay. That doesn't make any sense at all. Nothing can taste like an action. All right. That's not how this works. Burt's Bees is tripping. And it doesn't even taste that good. If you want to be completely honest with you. This one doesn't even taste that good. But I do love Burt's Bees, and Ari bought me like a giant like variety pack, and this was in there. And for some reason, it's the only one I can't lose. Because I'd be losing chapstick consistently. But for some reason, the only one I can't lose is the one that I'm like not even like, I don't even really enjoy. Oh shoot, sounds like I have a phone call, which is good. What's bad is I don't have my headphones set. There we go. Hello, how are you?
Hey, what's happening, Captain?
Nothing much. How old are you?
39 years of age.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I mean, in the sense of wanting him to win because he's the captain of our team, that is America, I guess.
We're not on a team, sir. This isn't the NFL. I know the Super Bowl is this weekend, and that gets confusing.
I mean, so if you're a member of a country and the economy's going good or if shit is going terrible, are you not affected?
Yeah, you absolutely are. But this isn't a team. Okay. That's not how this works. We don't have to be fans of people in this, right? We can just criticize people and take the public servants that are there. And if they're not doing their job, right? If they're not holding up to the things like the Constitution or the law, then we're supposed to try to stop them, right? We don't just sit there and continue to root for them just to see what happens.
So when you say support, what do you mean by support?
Yeah. Do you agree with the things that he is doing?
Agreeing and supporting is not the same thing.
Well, sir,
I
you
don't
asked
agree with
me
everything.
what support meant. If you already knew
No,
what it
no,
meant,
yeah.
then why didn't you just answer the question?
No. I was trying to see if I was answering you properly, if you meant what I thought you meant. You said something about being a fan and supporting. They're all different things. But as far as supporting, what I think support means is to be behind a group or a team or a person or whatever, and hope for the best. And do what you can to achieve that if possible.
So,
That's
like,
what I think
by
of
your
support.
example, right? Like when Hitler was
Mhm.
like, doing the Holocaust and murdering millions of people and all sort of stuff, instead of, having World War II and going after and against him, we should have just all stood behind him, right? And hoped he did well.
If you supported him,
Exactly. If you supported him, sir. So would have you just been behind Hitler, just hoping he did real well?
no,
Oh, but you're
no.
behind Trump, just hoping he does real well.
Well, I'm hoping he does well in the same way that I supported Barack Obama, Joe Biden, and even Bush when I lost in that election. I still supported in hope. I mean, we saw what happened in Iraq. I didn't agree with it, but I mean, I hoped America would still come out on top as
Sir,
far
of
as
course
just
I
like,
hope America still comes out on top. That's why I can't
yeah.
stand Donald Trump and I don't support him because Donald Trump isn't helping America come out on top. He's actually doing the opposite of that and actually driving us further away from being on top. See, while Donald Trump does all that stuff, you're just like, well, I'm just going to stand behind him and just really be hopeful that he does good stuff. And I'm like, I'm going to fight against this because I love my country. But it's like Teddy Roosevelt said, right? If you're like you are and you just support the president because he's the president, it's the most servile and unpatriotic thing that you can be.
No, I think I'm quite a patriotic
Well,
person. I
Teddy
mean,
Roosevelt
we
disagrees
all
with you.
have. Teddy Roosevelt doesn't know me, but as far
No,
as
Teddy Roosevelt
uh,
said specifically anybody who supports the president just because they're the president is both unpatriotic and servile.
well, like I said, as far as support goes, I mean, I'm hoping. Yeah, I mean, I'm also an optimist, but I'm hoping that things go out in a positive way. But I don't agree with everything that they do. I don't think anybody who's a real intellectual should agree with anything that any group or team or person does. I mean, be an individual.
All
But
right. Well,
at the
this
end
all
of the day,
sounds great,
I
sir.
still
I
want
really
them to
appreciate it, but this is
succeed.
a waste of a conversation because instead of having a conversation about politics, I'm having a conversation about what you think the word support is and how you want to bootlick for every president. Okay. So I'm just going to move on to somebody that I can have a conversation with. Okay.
Have a blessed one.
All right. Sorry, that's just a waste of a conversation. Let's talk about what the word support means and whether we should support every president. Like, boring. I'm over it already. Molly said, drop the PayPal link. It's at Polypolitics. Take off the little 1.0 on my name, and that is the PayPal link. It's also the Venmo link and the Cash App link. It's also in my link tree in my bio, so I really appreciate that. If you guys would like to support, thank you so much. Hello, how are you? Hello?
The PayPal link is at
Hello?
Polypolitics. Take off the little 1.0.
Hello?
And that is.
Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born?
2007. Hello, you still there?
Wouldn't that make you 19?
No, it makes me. I was born in April. It makes me 18. I turn 19 soon.
If you were born 2007 in April, you would be 20 in April. No, you'd be 19. You're right. I just can't math.
No,
Math isn't my
no.
thing.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to ask you something. I just want to say that
I don't math right, y'all.
I want to
Politics. I
ask
don't
your
math.
opinion. Oh yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the
Ask,
chat.
like-
I'm not here to do quick math, y'all. I have calculators for that.
I mean, this is kind of unrelated, but I want to ask, like, what do you think the future would be in politics? Because I've been like kind of worried about the way the world is going. Like, ever since Trump and then Biden and then Trump again, I haven't approved of any of them, and I'm kind of worried, and
Okay. Well, I'm very sorry to hear that, man. You probably should be worried. That's probably a good call. Yeah.
I'm not the only one. It's like almost everybody is.
Yeah, a lot of people are worried. A lot of people should be worried. We're going through a situation where our entire election system is being completely dismantled. It's being, delegitimized in favor of an authoritarian, right? We have a Gestapo-like, police force that's going out and beating up, killing people, racially profiling people. We're weaker on the world stage, right? Like, why our director of national intelligence should be focused on our enemies. They're trying to count votes in Fulton County for an election that hasn't existed in 5 years. Like, you should be very, very worried. We're not in a good place right now, but where the future of it goes, that all depends on us, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it does. They don't want us to think that way though. Like, I've heard people fighting, Democrats, Republicans, blah blah blah, but like none of them are really for the common man. None of them are.
No, there's plenty of people there for the common man. They're just not in office.
I mean, like that are actually like in like upper office, like.
That's because you put them there, not you. But that's because Americans put them there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can put the right ones there. You can vote in the elections this year. You can put them there. Yeah.
the main issue is though people have the mindset that there's only two parties and whoever they
There is
put
only two
forward
parties.
will. Well, yeah, really, like, yeah, but they usually put down not great options.
Yeah,
Both
they
of them.
usually put in one option that tries to give money back to the American people, that tries to make us stronger on the world stage, that tries to reduce our debt and make us better economically. And then they put another one in there, like Donald Trump, who adds debt, decreases our economic stability, and decreases our our standing amongst the world. Like, I'm not saying that the Democrats are very good, but when you compare the Democrats to what the Republicans are doing, it's not even in the ballpark. And putting them both in the same like category as if they're both just the bad options is insane, right? It's just not, right? And I wish that we could be at a
Well,
spot where both of them were a lot better, but it's just not the truth.
I don't know. You could argue that Joe Biden took a piss on the economy. He did a lot of damage.
Like, how do you do that?
Well, he caused mass inflation. He didn't handle, a lot of economic policy that well and stuff.
Yeah. How did he
And
cause
especially-
mass inflation?
There was let's see, let me think. This was so long ago. I'm sorry.
This was 3 years ago.
I'm aware, but I was like 15 then.
Then why are you saying it?
Well, because I remember I saw there was like I had friends and stuff that had parents that had to move out of their house because the economy was on such
I
a
didn't say
downturn.
that inflation wasn't bad. Inflation was bad. I asked you how Biden caused it.
It was because it could have been handled better. Like, I don't know.
We recovered from inflation faster than any industrialized nation on the planet. And by the time they left office, they said that he had the Wall Street Journal, a right-leaning publication, said he had an economy that was the envy of the entire world.
Well, that's just the U.S. in general.
No, it's not. Like, literally, or every other industrialized country, China, Germany, you name it, had a slower recovery from the inflation from COVID-19 than any other nation. Like, it was slower than us. We were the number one. We recovered faster than anyone.
Well, that's because the U.S. has the biggest economy in the world.
Exactly, which actually means it's slower to react. Which means not only is it the hardest one to do that with, but he still did it faster. Look, Biden had a whole bunch of flaws. He had a whole bunch of flaws. Shit ton of them. Okay? He was old. He didn't do great with immigration. The economy is not one. Okay? He got handed a shit sandwich. Okay? In a world inflation that went up to 10%. Okay? Where literally we had factories shut down, super high unemployment rate, everything. And by the time 2024 hit, he had record low freaking unemployment. He had inflation under 2.4%. We had he holds the record for the most jobs created, right, of any president ever. Right?
Yeah, but didn't he also put us into a lot of like debt? I know Donald Trump's doing it even more, but like, didn't he take us like $2 trillion into debt?
Every president has taken us trillions of dollars into debt for the last 3 decades.
Did Barack Obama do that?
Mm-hmm. Sure did. Put us in a whole bunch of debt. So did George W. Bush. So did even Clinton put us in some debt. I mean, it wasn't as bad.
Yeah,
but
it's kind of dumb too because we have so much money gets taken from taxes. You would think that we wouldn't have to do that.
Yeah, sir. I agree that we should not be in the deficit that we're in. We should not be adding the debt, but that's not what I'm saying. When you're saying that Biden did this, Biden didn't do this. Biden did well on that, very well. Okay, actually, the last 10 recessions have happened under Republicans, right? So
yeah, Republicans are reckless. That's kind of what they are.
Yeah, but so when saying Biden did bad on the economy because inflation was high, it's just not true.
Oh, maybe it's just because I didn't really like Biden.
You can not like Biden. You can not like people and still freaking say what the good things and bad things that they did.
Yeah, I miss Obama. He was the last president that
Obama did a bunch of stuff wrong too.
Well, yeah, I didn't agree with Obamacare, but
Obamacare was the one thing he did do really well, actually. Not as well as it could have been done, but a lot better than we were before.
Well, didn't it bring healthcare costs up? Healthcare has always been terrible in the U.S. So
yeah, it also made sure that tens of millions of people got healthcare that didn't have it before.
Yeah, we should do it like Europe though, because Europe has it mostly figured out.
But sir, we were at step 0. Obama took us to step 3, and you're mad that we're not at step 10. I also agree. We should be at step 10. That's great. That doesn't mean going from step 0 to step 3 is bad.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think you need to
Alright,
sit around and hang out, maybe listen for a while. Hit that subscribe button and listen for a while. Sounds like you're very inquisitive. Sounds like you have a lot to learn. Sounds like you'd like to learn, and I think that that's really awesome. So why don't you like jump back in the chat, sing around, hang out for a while, and then maybe you have some questions at another time. Okay?
Okay. I just want to leave by saying there's like so much information going around. It's hard to piece it together.
Well, that's what I'm here for, man. That's why I want you to stay around and listen.
All right.
Yeah, man.
All right. I'll let you talk to someone else.
All right. Have a good one. All right.
All right. You too.
All right. Bye-bye. Nice kid. W's a chat for caller. Nice kid. Just has a lot to learn. It's all good. Sister Mary, thank you so much for the jewels. I appreciate that. Shush, thank you so much for the jewels. VJ, thank you so much for the 99 cents with the sticker. Looking good over there. And Brian, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Big W's in the chat for the big W's in the chat for Brian for the $20 super chat. Starting this thing off really, really well. I really, really appreciate that. Also, I saw that hat and mustache over there. Thank you so much for that, Allison. But yeah, make sure you get big W's in the chat for Brian for that. Yes, Ryan, the same one. And Tim, thank you so much for the $5. Said caller reflects fondly on presidential healthcare policies when he was 10 and when he was 14. That that president was clearly a twat. You know, he's trying to learn. It's just sometimes we don't realize when we should stop listening to our parents and start listening to what's actually going on. Guys, most of your parents, 99.99% of your parents, were not political experts. Okay? They were just people trying to live their life without, dying and losing their houses. All right? So, your parents probably didn't know much. Okay? So it's okay to move past that and learn more than they did. Not that your parents weren't wonderful people. Some of y'all's parents sucked. You know who you were. All right. Thank you so much, Tim. It's easy to be anti-Obamacare when you're under 26. He was like 10. Okay. Yes, that's my backup's backup, actually, if you want to be a bit clear. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
32.
Awesome. Do you still support
I
Trump?
got my popcorn ready for people to crash the fuck out. Fuck Trump.
I do have a problem calculating 18 years. Whenever somebody comes up here and they're like 18 and I ask them what year they were born, literally, I was doing good. I was doing so well in 2025 of being able to calculate how much 18 was. The year switched over. No fucking clue anymore. No fucking clue. I think I've gotten it wrong like 20 times since 2026 started. Like literally, I'm just like constantly wrong. I'm like trying to do math. I'm like, I need a calculator up. You thought he was a Trumper? I knew he wasn't a Trumper the second that he said like I got my popcorn. You have 10 months to recover. Yeah, by the time 10 months happens and I recover, it'll be next year. And then I'll be past it and I won't need to recover anymore. By the time I figure it out, it'll be 2027. And then I'll be confused again. So I'm pretty sure that's how that works. I'm just being honest, y'all. Like I'm sorry. I spend a lot of time studying politics. I do not spend a lot of time on basic math. All right. I know where my strong suits are. Okay. You guys can calculate the basic math for me. You guys can handle that part. No, I'm not getting one of those calendars from the liquor store because I saw one when I was at a bar the other day and it said like 2005 and you could drink, and that's the year I graduated high school, and I'm just not doing that. Hello, how are you?
Just wanted to say hi. That's it.
Hi. Hello, how are you?
I'm not here.
Hello? I don't know if people are like butt dialing me or whatever. Have a little sticky notes, or I could just not care. That's what I'm gonna do. I know you guys have all these solutions. I don't want any of them. Hello, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good. How old are you?
33.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Hell no, man. I just want to say you're doing a fucking good job, man. And Trump is a fucking fascist and he needs to get taken down, man.
Thanks, man. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. What's up, bro?
Hi, how old are you?
22.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes.
Awesome. Why is that?
Because Trump wants to legalize weed around the whole country.
He does? When did he say that?
Fuck, I don't remember. But you can look up, there's a thing where he's talking about weed. They asked him what he thinks about it. He doesn't mind it.
You know, he could just do that, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to break the law if it's illegal.
Donald Trump hasn't given a shit about breaking the law. What are you talking about?
Well, I don't have to think about what he does on his own time if I have some good weed.
Right.
I can just
and
ignore that shit.
And you wouldn't have to if he just legalized it, which he could do, you know?
Yes, exactly.
But sir, you can't tell me like, hey, this guy wants to do something, but just isn't doing it. So I like him for not doing it.
You got to have faith in God that he will.
Dude, if I'm waiting on faith in God for Donald to help Donald Trump, I think we're in a lot of trouble.
I don't know. God can do a lot of good things.
Really? He could do a real good one right now, but Donald Trump is still the president, so
Trump needs Jesus.
Trump needs something.
And probably some weed.
All right. Hello, how are you? Hello? Guys, apparently we're just going to wait on Jesus to come down with immaculate conception and save us from Trump. I think that's the only way to do it. Y'all, if you still support Trump, you guys can call in the number.
Insane.
You can call in on the number above my head or join the guest request box. We're bringing people in right now. We're a little slow today, so it's a good time for it. Hello, how are you?
Hello,
Hi, do you still support Trump?
I do.
Why is that?
I mean, why don't you?
Sir, why is that?
I mean, weren't you using God earlier in your video?
I was talking about how Donald Trump doesn't care about God.
Okay, has he came out and said that?
Well, he's definitely not a
I'm just
Christian.
asking. Why do you say that?
Because he said he's not.
Oh,
He
came out
specifically
and
said
that.
he isn't going to heaven. What are the requirements to become a Christian?
I honestly was just asking. I didn't know. I was honestly just asking you.
Are you a Christian?
I don't really know right now. I'm struggling with that a little bit.
Struggling which direction? Like you're an atheist who can't figure out whether they're a Christian, or a Christian that can't figure out whether they're an atheist?
More of an atheist. I'm just having hard stuff going on, and God is. I'm not saying he's not real. I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to find my place.
Yeah. But Donald Trump said that he's never asked for forgiveness for anything, including from God. And according to the Bible, in order to be a Christian, you have to ask for forgiveness.
I was honestly just asking.
Yep. And I'm just informing. He's not a Christian.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not necessarily saying I'm a Trump supporter. I'm just saying, like, I support a lot more with what he's saying than Kamala.
All right. And what's he doing that? Forget what he's saying. What about what he's doing?
Not what he's saying. Like, I support, like, I honestly don't know. I'm younger. I go off of what my parents say a lot more.
How old are you?
I don't want to say that on it.
Well, you have to now.
Oh, I don't feel like that, though.
All right. Well, I don't feel like you being here then. dude, this is like the opposite of last night. Last night was just my hair on fire the whole freaking night, and now it's just like pulling fucking teeth. You never know what you're gonna get on this live. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Nope. Hello, how are you?
Hey, this is a fan. I just wanted to say you're amazing, and your girlfriend Ari is amazing, and you're doing just awesome work, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Hello, how are you?
Hi.
Oh my God, are you literally in diapers?
Oh no. I just want.
You just got out. Congratulations. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi. How old are you?
I'm 33.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Fuck. No, I was just really I've never done this before. I was just like, it'd be interesting to see if I could.
I appreciate that, but I'm looking for Trump supporters right now. Also, like, literally, let's get W's in the chat for the caller before who finally got potty trained, and I think that that's amazing. All right, W's in the chat for the newly potty trained kid. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I am 15, but I do know a little bit.
All right. Kids, go play with Legos. You are 15 years old. You should be doing anything other than this. Literally anything. Hello, how are you?
Hey, what's happening? I was calling back. I actually had a question now that I subscribed and started listening to the discussion patterns and stuff. I had a question for you.
Okay.
All right. So if we're anti-Trump or whatever the case is, which I think is quite easy to be, what do you think the solution for some of the issues that we are having in this country are?
That would be a very, 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 very long, very
broad.
drawn out answer to that question. Not one that I'm willing to answer right now. Okay. But I appreciate it. I'm going to move on. Dude was asking me to solve all problems America has. Hello, how are you? Dude was like, can you give me the answer to all problems that America has right now? Please and thank you. Like, bro, would love to, but don't have time for that. I don't know, Pixie. It's a wild one. Hello, how are you?
Yo, I'm pretty good.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hello.
I don't know what is going on right now. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I do still support Trump, and I'm willing to talk.
All right, how old are you?
I'm 40.
How old?
40.
Awesome. Why do you still
40.
support Trump?
I feel like economically, my job, it's had a boom at work. I work in construction. I do heavy machinery. I'm an operator. So.
And how is Donald
Everything.
Trump making a boom at your job?
Well, when in the last administration, for the last 3 years of Joe Biden's administration, we were seeing 10%-ish losses every year. This year, as opposed to last year, we did $500 million last year. We already have over $1 billion this year on the books.
Can I just reframe this, because this doesn't sound like it's going to go in a good spot. Sir, I'm glad your construction company is doing good after having a lull. What does that have to do with Donald Trump?
Well, we build data centers, and Donald Trump has prioritized data centers and their growth.
Which data center has he
in this
prioritized?
country. There was literally a press conference that talked about bringing data centers here, bringing chip manufacturers here. Like he's made it a priority to improve technological infrastructure here in the United States rather than having it be in, say, India or wherever. I
Yeah.
know that we don't have the natural resources that bring that here, and I know that they come from countries that utilize slave labor. I mean, I know that lithium and all the other things that bring those techs to us utilize slave labor, and that's an issue that we need to work through and moving forward should figure out a way to fix. And he's not.
All right, before we
doing
go
that,
way
and
into that,
bothers
sir,
me.
what policy of Donald Trump brought chip manufacturing to the United States?
It was the executive order. I cannot remember the number,
Wrong.
but it just from an economic perspective,
That's just wrong,
he
sir.
held press conferences where he brought.
Sir, press conferences don't mean
Okay.
shit. Yeah, the Chips and Science Act is what brought chip manufacturing in the United States. It literally spent billions of our dollars subsidizing chip manufacturers like TSMC to come to the United States to isolate us from Southeast Asia chip manufacturing. That happened under the Biden administration.
Well, I mean, obviously, you may be better informed than I am on that particular thing because I cannot argue that point against you. I don't feel like speaking from a position of ignorance would be helpful in this conversation.
I very
to be
much do
honest.
appreciate that. Can we get W's in the chat for not speaking from a place of ignorance? I 100% appreciate that. But sir, yes, after COVID, okay, when we were having a hard time getting chips, I don't know if you know that or not, right? We were having a really hard time
Yeah,
getting
obviously.
chips because a bunch of manufacturers and a bunch of other countries weren't making chips because they were all shut down for COVID and all sorts of other things, right? The Biden administration realized that was a problem, and then they put in the Chips and Sciences Act, and that's what created, scheduled I think it was 7 different chip manufacturing centers to be built in the United States by TSMC in order to isolate us from that. The one in Arizona opened up, I believe, last year or 2024, I believe, like right at the end of 2024, with a schedule of 6 more to be built after that. And then Donald Trump came in office and then just held a press conference to talk about all the good stuff that he was doing about a bill that was already passed and signed before he got into office.
Okay, can I ask you a question though?
Sure.
From an honest perspective, can you say that you felt that Joe Biden was in complete control of his particular White House?
As much as Donald Trump is in complete control of his White House.
No, I don't mean in a versus perspective. I mean,
Well,
do you
by
feel
that
like
case,
his
then no
cognitive
president is.
function-
Then if that was the case,
No,
then no
okay,
president is in full
maybe-
control of their White House.
May I rephrase?
Sure.
Do you feel like his cognitive function was at a level that it should have been for a POTUS?
No, I don't think that any 80-year-old's cognitive function is at what it should be for POTUS.
We both agree on that. I think there should be an age cap.
Yeah, but we just had 2 80-year-old presidents. We have one right now. Donald Trump turns
No,
80 this year.
I agree.
Yeah.
I support Donald Trump because the opposition was Kamala Harris.
The person that
and
wasn't
personally
80.
am I agree. She is not 80, but she also talked in circles constantly and berated Christians at one of her rallies.
Donald Trump talks in circles constantly, and she never berated Christians. That was literally an AI dubbed video of her saying that. That's not what happened. I watched it live.
So did I.
Then you're a liar.
No, I'm not. My
I'm not
wife
trying.
and I
I'm
were
not trying to be
sitting
a
on the
dickster,
couch.
but if you watched it
when she
live,
asked.
she said nothing about Christians whatsoever. That was later on when the
She
video
said they
came
were at
out.
the wrong rally.
Yes, when somebody yelled "Go Trump."
She did not yell. They did
Yes,
not yell, "Go
somebody yelled "Yay Trump" or "Go Trump" or something like that, and she said you're at the wrong rally. And then later on, somebody put the word Christian in there to make it sound like she said that against Christians. She never said that against Christians. She's a literal Christian.
I feel like that this argument is not going well. Is there a question that you might have for me?
Yeah, why do you come on here and lie and tell me you watched that live and that happened, because that's not true.
Well, we did watch it live. My wife and I were sitting there watching both debates because we're both centrists. I haven't even registered as anybody. Last time, before this, I voted for the Green Party. I voted for Obama his first time, and when he was talking about hope and change. And then I saw no change except for I lost my job.
So let me get this straight.
I literally am just tired of throwing away my votes. So like, because I was voting Green Party for the longest time. And then I finally voted for Trump this time. I'm not a MAGA guy. I don't have a fucking Make America Great. I'm sorry for cursing on your stream.
I don't mind cursing. It does not bother me.
I don't own a MAGA hat. I work as a construction guy in a union. Like my union's like, hey, vote Democrat, vote for this person. But then like they're like, hey, we want to take away your gun rights. We want to take away this. We want this to happen and we want this to happen. But like then I'm looking at Chicago, and Chicago makes better money than me because they're a Democrat-held city that has strong unions. And I'm like, which way should I go? And for the longest time, I voted Green Party because like the climate is super messed up, and people like Trump's like drill baby drill, and I'm like, hey man, maybe we should have some like limits on certain things. But when it came down to it, like we were watching that rally, and she's like, you're at the wrong rally. And no, I did not hear her like specifically disparage Christians, but watching the video afterwards, like it felt like that's what happened. Like it looked exactly the same. Like we watched live. I've seen multiple videos where I guess AI is super good now. Like I guess, and I'm not, super technologically savvy. Okay. I'm an equipment operator and I'm 40 years old. I'm not.
Sir, I just don't understand. Sir, I just don't understand why you would think the literal person that is a literal Christian would tell Christians to get out of her rally, right? And instead, hold on, sir. I'm not finished with my statement. Okay. While voting for the person who literally on multiple occasions has made claims showing that he's not a Christian at all.
You mean like having prayer rallies?
Like literally saying, I've never asked God for forgiveness for anything, which literally, according to the Bible, would disqualify you from being a Christian. One person who literally said that when he literally said he doesn't think he'll be led into heaven, which he said on camera in front of everybody when asked what his favorite Bible verse was.
They'll be led into heaven.
Then you're not a very good Christian. That's the entire point of Christianity.
Sir, listen, like most Christians have trouble understanding that you cannot earn your place in heaven.
Exactly why you should be let into heaven, because it's all off of grace. And if it's all off of grace, then anybody who's accepted that grace should be allowed into heaven. But you have to ask for that grace, right? You do have to ask God for forgiveness and welcome Jesus into your sins, into your heart. And that's what Donald Trump said specifically he has not done.
I'm sorry, I've never seen or heard that, sir.
So let me get this straight. You heard what you thought, right, at a rally, which, again, almost nobody was watching that rally live. So it makes it very hard for me to believe that you were watching that rally live, because it was literally like me and like 4 other people that were watching that rally live that weren't there. It was like in the middle of the day. Literally nobody was watching it, okay? And it wasn't until Charlie Kirk tweeted later that she said that, okay, that anybody even paid attention to that rally, okay, which is crazy.
Well, maybe if there was only 4 people watching, I'm probably not one of the 4, because I thought I was watching it live, but perhaps I wasn't. Like, dude, I don't know. I've already told you, I'm not super duper tech savvy. Like, if you can see how many people are watching, like a lot of the things I watch, you can see how many people are watching with you. Like,
it's fine.
If it was only 4 people.
Sir, there wasn't literally 4 people. I was being hyperbolic, okay? I wasn't saying there was literally 4 people. I was saying that there was a very small amount of people that were actually watching it. Many more people watched it after people said, okay? After people said that happened, then many people watched the clip. But before that never happened. Just like there had to be somebody out there today that said, or yesterday or whatever, that had to, go ahead and let everybody know that no, Zohran Mamdani and his mother were not in pictures in the Epstein files, because somebody dubbed over that, right? Because it's crazy talk. right? So what I'm saying is,
I
sir,
don't even know who that is.
he's the mayor of New York City. It doesn't matter. Okay. What I'm saying is, sir, is that when it comes to Christian, first of all, I don't think any presidential candidate, regardless of whether they were a Christian or not a Christian, would tell Christians to get out of their rally and they don't belong there. Second of all, there's a whole bunch of Democrats and Kamala supporters that are Christians. That'd be very, very bad for her campaign if she did that, right? No, half the Democratic Party would leave her if she
I don't
did
know
that, right?
about that, like though, because they're pro-choice. Like,
so is the Bible.
So even the Catholic Church came up and said that, like, that if you're pro-choice, you are not a Christian because you're taking life. I understand that, like, some churches even believe that taking birth control is wrong, and I don't agree, like, at all. I think taking birth control is a responsible measure if you're not ready to have a child. Like, I think the Plan B pill should be available. I think that abortion should be available for circumstances that are outside of a person's control. Like, but here's what I'm saying, like, you should
be very clear before you go too far. The Catholic Church never said that, by the way.
Yep.
No,
Yeah,
they did not.
Well, not
No, they
the
did
church
not.
as a whole, but there have been priests who've come out and said it.
Yeah, there's priests that say all sorts of shit. There's a pastor that came out not too long ago. There's a video on my page about it where he said that freaking the Bible talked about taking Venezuelan oil. Okay, there's pastors that say all sorts of shit. Just because you're a pastor or you're a priest doesn't mean that you're saying anything that's worth a shit. Okay, but let's be very clear. The Bible is pro-choice. The Bible gives instructions on how to give abortions. Okay, so you saying.
Wait a minute. No, you need to quantify that.
Numbers 5.
I'm sorry, 1 second. I accidentally put your. I'm sorry, 1 second.
The book of Numbers, chapter 5.
Numbers 5 what?
Chapter 5.
Yeah, what verse?
I think it starts at verse 11, goes to like 35 or something.
So
You can pull it up if you need specifically. It's not that long of a chapter. You can just pull it up.
Yeah, no, I have it up right now. Impurity isn't detected. Blah, blah,
11
blah.
to 31. I say 11 to 35. Thanks, Tatted.
Yeah, no, I'm reading it right now. I can speed read it. You've gone astray.
We can all read it.
I'm
It's
sorry.
fine.
I'm sorry. It's taking me a minute.
No, we can all read it together. No big deal.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I just, if you're gonna say that Scripture says it, I want to find it. Oh, so your priest is to write these curses on a scroll and then wash them off into the bitter water. He shall make the woman drink the bitter water that brings a curse, and this water will bring a curse that causes the bitter suffering to enter her. The priest is to take from her hands the grain offering for jealousy, wave it before the Lord, and bring it to the altar. The priest is then to take a handful of grain offering as a memorial, offering it and burn it on the altar. And after that, he is to have the woman drink the water. If she has made herself impure and been unfaithful to her husband, this will be the result. When she is made to drink the water and brings a curse and a curse of bitter suffering, it will enter her, her abdomen will swell, her womb will miscarry, and she will become a curse. If, however, the woman has not made herself impure but is clean, she will be cleared of guilt and will be able to have children. This then is the law of jealousy when a woman goes astray and makes herself impure while married to her husband. When feelings of jealousy come over a man because he suspects his wife, this priest.
You know, we already passed the important part, right, sir?
No, the drinking of the bitter water.
Yeah, he instructs the priest to give an offering to the woman that she drinks, which forces her to miscarry. If I give a pregnant woman a drink which causes her to miscarry, what is that called?
Well, it's not the same as sticking a vacuum up inside of her after she's 4 months pregnant.
99% of or 98 or 99% of abortions happen in pill form in the United States.
Well, I'm not saying I have a problem with that. I'm
not saying you have a problem with that either. I'm saying that the Bible says if you get that it gives instructions on how to give a drink to a woman to cause her to miscarry. That is an abortion. That is an abortion to the way that we see abortion and the way the law sees abortion. So if the Bible is giving instructions on how to give an abortion, then how are you going to tell me that the Bible is against abortion?
So literally what we just read is that when a woman cheats on her husband, if she's given the bitter water and the Lord chooses to let her miscarry, that particular child, then it will happen or it will not happen. And you're equating that to a vacuum going inside of a woman.
No, it's about a fucking vacuum, sir. Does the Bible give instructions on how to give an abortion? Yes or no? I don't know if you know this. Back when Numbers was written, they didn't have fucking vacuums.
Well, I'm pretty aware.
Okay, cool. So I don't know why you're talking about a fucking vacuum. Okay. I don't know why you're talking about a fucking vacuum. Okay, that has nothing to do with anything that we're talking about.
Abortion is different now.
No, it's not. It's actually more similar to that than anything. Okay, again, like 98% of fucking abortions happen in pill form, right? So therefore, so the majority of abortions that happen in the United States happen just like the Bible told you to happen. So how are you going to tell me, okay, that the Bible is not pro-choice when the Bible is literally saying if a woman cheats on her husband, you can give her an abortion?
How about this? I will say that the Bible is pro-choice when it comes to a extremely early term.
The Bible doesn't say that. The Bible doesn't say that. Let's also be very clear that I believe it's something like 99.1% of abortions happen before the 26th week. All right. So therefore, they all are early term.
A brain, you have limbs forming.
Sir, none of this has to do with any of what we're talking about. If you want to get into the morality or what you think you know about abortion, we can do that. Okay, not a problem.
I'd rather not. That's not what this
would love to,
began about.
But you keep moving the subject. So let's stay on the subject. The subject is, okay, you don't think Kamala Harris was a Christian because she was pro-choice. My statement back to you is,
she's a Christian,
sir. This is why we keep getting off topic. This is why we keep getting up, sir. This is why we get off topic because you have to let me finish. Okay, you made the statement that Kamala Harris, or now you're making the comment that Democrats are pro-choice, so therefore not Christian. My response was that the Bible is pro-choice, so therefore being pro-choice is actually more Christian than the opposite. Okay, so therefore, sir, what? Name me one.
Okay. I'll name you a whole bunch. Thou shalt not kill. It's one of the fucking 10 commandments.
Okay.
Bud.
When does the Bible say that life begins?
Okay. Well, let me just pull some verses.
Sir, I can do it for you. Sir, when does the Bible say life begins?
When God knits you together in your mother's womb.
Incorrect. The Bible specifically says life begins at first breath.
Sure.
So if you're talking about thou shalt not kill,
inside your mother, right?
Actually, your mother breathes for you.
Amniotic fluid, but
yeah, then that's not breathing.
You're still breathing. You're breathing in through your lungs.
That's still not breathing, sir. The Bible specifically even talks about when you harm a pregnant.
How do you get your oxygen if it's not coming through the amniotic fluid into your lungs?
Sir, that's not breath. Okay, you guys go receiving oxygen. Okay, those are two different things. Okay, but regardless, sir, the Bible specifically talks about what happens if you were to hurt a fetus versus hurting an adult human being, and literally says that if you kill an adult human being, then it's a life for a life. If you kill a fetus, then it's a monetary fund as property to the husband. The Bible even specifically differentiates between life as a living, breathing, walking around human being and a fetus, and it specifically says that one is a life and one isn't.
I mean, Jeremiah 1:5 says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I consecrated you." Mm-hmm. Psalm 139:13-16.
Hold on, sir. No. Stop, real quick. Because there's a lot more context to that Jeremiah verse. Who was Jeremiah talking to, or was God talking to in that Jeremiah verse?
Dude,
who was God? Oh, poor baby. Let me go ahead and let you guys know since he just ran. In Jeremiah is saying that God told Jeremiah that God knew Jeremiah before he was born. So A, God was only talking to Jeremiah, and B, it was Jeremiah saying that God told Jeremiah that happened. Don't just start spouting off voices without giving context of exactly what is going on. Yo, please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're going to keep this live going. I really appreciate y'all. If you like support, I do have super chats, super stickers, all those fun things. I appreciate you over there. I have my live gift goal going over on TikTok. I also have all my pay links in my bio, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. They're all at Polypolitics, just like my name. If you'd like to support over there too. Not the 1.0 part though, just the Polypolitics part. Me too. Thank you so much for the laughing disco. Timothy, thank you so much. Says, who do you think out of the choices we have for 2028 president, who would you want in charge and why? I'm not answering anything on 2028 because I don't know who my choices are going to be in 2028. So we'll deal with 2028 when we get there. Sound good? Mizek said Bad Bunny on the Super Bowl. Let's go, Puerto Rico. Guys, and while I open up these phone lines, just remember Donald Trump and Turning Point are going to fight against Bad Bunny with Kid Rock. Okay? So I know it's going to be a really hard choice for you guys to make. You guys are going to have to decide between Bad Bunny and like 80-year-old cracked out Kid Rock. It's going to be really rough for you guys, but hopefully you guys can make an informed decision. Hello, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Doing great. How old are you?
I am 18.
Awesome. What year were you born?
January 14, 2008. You can do it right this time. I've been watching. I actually had a question about...
Well, now I don't believe you because you're saying that you were listening, and so now you knew to come up here with the right age. Now I don't trust you. Thanks a lot, Mindspeak. Hello, how are you?
How are you?
I'm doing excellent. How old are you?
21.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Why is that? All right. Goodbye. You just ran away. That wasn't even close. Stacey, you think you get tired of it? Hello, how are you?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're doing a good job. Sorry to bother you.
All right, well, appreciate you. Lots of practice, Tori. Lots of practice. All right, we're gonna see if we can get some more people in here. I was kind of sad that guy ran. I was actually enjoying that conversation. It's unfortunate he doesn't know his Bible too well. Hello, how are you? What is up with people? Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hi.
Hi, how old are you?
18.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
What?
Do you still support Trump?
Yeah.
Awesome. Why is that?
Well, I'm sorry. Go back. I wanted to touch base with you on you had with the last caller about how the Bible supports.
Did you say you still support Trump?
Yeah.
All right. What do you want?
The Bible does not say that she may drink the water. It says that she's given the water to drink. Wouldn't that mean that she is being forced to drink the water? So it's not saying that she chose to drink the water?
Yeah, I didn't say she was the one who caused her own intentional abortion. I'm saying that the husband did. See, back then women didn't have any say over their own bodies or their own lives or anything like that. So it was the husband's choice to decide whether she got an abortion.
It's insane.
It was her husband's choice?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Because I just fact checked you because I was watching. So I was just calling to, make sure.
Yeah, I never said she made the active choice. I said that if you actually read the entire Bible verse, it says if the husband accuses her of cheating, then he is to take her to the priest. The priest creates the drink, and the priest gives her the drink.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yep.
Also, since you're here and we're already on abortion, just because I know that you, from what I assume and what I've heard, you're more of a pro-choice opinion, right?
Yeah.
So do you form that off of like more scientific views or just opinionated? Because I've kind of been looking and it says I personally am more of like a factual person, but I didn't dive too deep. But said that 97% of biologists think that you are living when when the egg is fertilized.
Yeah, of course you are.
Right?
Of course there's something living. Your hair is living. Cancer is living.
So I guess that would form my argument of that they are living. And
so have you ever gotten a haircut?
What?
You ever gotten a haircut?
Have I ever gotten it? Yes, I have.
Well, you're killing a bunch of human cells.
But they're being killed?
Yeah. Once they're separated from your body, they're killed.
So is abortion killing then?
Yeah, it's the killing of cells.
But that's not like you don't.
Sir, if someone has cancer, okay, you go in and you remove all of those living human cancer cells from their body. That cancer can also have a unique DNA to itself. But you still go in, you still remove it, it still dies, and nobody's like, "Oh, we can't do that because it's killing human cells," do we?
No.
Yes, when an egg is fertilized, there are living human cells. There is a million different ways that we can already extinguish living human cells, and it's not a problem.
Okay.
Okay, there is a difference between killing living human cells and taking the life of a human being, right? Then we have to get into what is a human being? What defines a human being? What defines us as human beings, right? And then we have to put a side on that says, oh, this is when a human being starts and this is when a human being stops. And then we have to decide when we start treating people like human beings. When does the law start treating people like human beings? There's a hint the Constitution only starts it when they're born. But regardless of any of that, right? Then you have to go into all different parts of that.
So kind of like the big, like why this is such a big topic is because America hasn't made a clear definition of what's right and wrong, because it's kind of hard to, because there's no proof of what's legit and not, kind of.
No, the Constitution of the United States is very clear. You have rights.
Yeah.
You have rights in the United States once you are born. All persons born, right? That is when you start having rights in this country. And before that, you don't. All right. The problem is not what the law says. It's not what the Constitution says. It's not what the rules of the Constitution say. It's that Christians, specifically Christians, in the United States want to take their beliefs on abortion and they want to take it and they want to apply it to everybody because they want to make it a religious state, right? They want to make it a theocracy instead of being what it's supposed to be. Right? Instead of Christians in this country going, hey, I don't believe in abortion, so therefore I'm not going to have any because it's against my religion. They want to go, well, I think everybody else needs to believe exactly what I believe, and if you don't, then you're wrong. And we're going to legalize my religion and put it into a theocratic state, right? That's the issue. If people would just do things based off of what they believe, right? Nobody that's pro-choice is pro-abortion. They're not saying, hey, go out and have an abortion. We're forcing you to have abortions. We're saying that it's up to a woman, her beliefs, along with her doctors or her partners or whoever, she wants to, make that decision with, and that it's not the government's business and it's not my business.
That's a good point. I never thought about it like that. Okay, well, that answers that. I also had one more question because I've been watching for a while. So you said that the way that you would solve or that you would handle immigration instead of the way Trump was doing it with the ICE agents and the brutal ways that they were handling them. You said that if they were here for like X amount of years, they could gain citizenship. I don't remember exactly. It was a while ago. But kind of if they were here for X years, I mean, let's say 5, they could easily obtain citizenship. Do you remember that at all?
Yeah, well, we'd grant a mass asylum with a pathway to citizenship. Mass asylum, mass amnesty, sorry.
So I also researched that, and it said that one of the main reasons that we didn't do something like that was because of the magnet theory, where it, like in what it said was that people argued that it would promote or could possibly increase the amount of illegal immigration because they think that if they can stay in the U.S. for X amount of years.
No, it's a one-time thing, bud.
Citizenship.
It's a one-time thing.
What do you mean?
Yeah, it doesn't go everybody. If you've been here for 5 years, you get amnesty. It is right now on this day. If you've been here for this many years, you get amnesty.
Oh, okay.
One time.
And then what do we do if anybody else were to? Then we just continue with what we were doing.
Well, first of all, we take all of this funding that we're using for Border Patrol or for ICE, and we put it on the border, and we use all that money to shore up our border system, so that way we have a huge reduction in the amount of undocumented immigrants, while also opening up better pathways for people to actually come in the United States legally. Right? If we had better pathways for people to come in legally, then we wouldn't have as many people trying to get around it because it's less difficult, right, to come in here legally. Right?
Yeah, that's what I've noticed.
Yeah. But so you reduce the undocumented people by doing that. And then on top of that, you make sure you have a whole bunch of Border Patrol agents with technology. And I don't know, you can build a border wall, or I don't know, you want to put a moat, I guess, whatever. Don't do the moat thing. That was a joke. But like if you want to, but we secure the border very strongly then, right? That deals with the people that are already here, because the logistics of deporting 14 million people is literally impossible, right? I think the Trump administration is learning that right now. Because they're having this, we got to deport 3,000 people a day and all sorts of stuff. And they're trying to do that and they can't even pull it off. Right. And that's with the brutal tactics, right? That's with the scaring of people. That's with the separating of children or beating people up or creating detention centers and all that sort of stuff, or with paying people to leave. They still can't hit 3,000 a day. And even at 3,000 a day, they nowhere near get to the 14 million number. Nowhere near. Right? Mm-hmm. It's just illogical. It's illogical. It's expensive. It doesn't help us economically. It doesn't help us really anyway.
Okay. Yeah, I see. That's why, when I called and I said I supported Trump, is because it was definitely like I didn't know anything, since like I started watching you maybe a month ago, and I started to research, and it's kind of just decreased more and more as I've kind of read about the things that he's done or the way that things are being handled. And so I didn't want to argue with you because I know I'd lose, so I just thought I would try and clear up some misunderstandings that I had.
No, that's all fair, man. I understand that.
All right, well, I'm not going to waste your time, so
no, man, it wasn't a waste of time. Hope you have a good one. All right.
Yep, you too.
All right, bye. All right, y'all, please make sure you hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Velvet, thank you so much for the $10. They're doing a great job. Sorry, I got nervous and hung up. My bad. That happened. W's a chat for the caller. Nothing wrong with that caller. He was cool. He's learning. Thank you so much, Velvet. I really appreciate that. Sorry you got scared and hung up. Y'all, please make sure you guys are hitting that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're kind of hanging out today. It's kind of a slow night, which I don't really mind. Last night was stressful enough for everybody, but if you would like to support, I do have super chats, super stickers. I have pay links in the bio, all at Polypolitics. I have my live gift goal. We're at like 6 of the 10 over there, so of the little legendary things. So if you'd like to hook that up, I appreciate that. Mora sent me $1 over here. I'm having a hard time pulling all the messages. Oh, this one went through. Said Christians didn't even care that much about abortion until the GOP in the 1970s and 1980s decided to hijack that topic. That is 100% true. That was based off them. They moved that topic after they lost the topic of, was it divorce? I'm trying to remember. I know that was around the time women were allowed to get bank accounts. And I think that was right. Like, was that around the time that like no fault divorce came into play too? It was something like that that led to like this whole switch around or some interracial marriage. Was that it? Was it interracial marriage? I can't remember. Someone can inform me. I'm having a hard time. I've listened to this. I've studied this many times. I can't remember the exact reason, but it was literally like a cause and effect. Like the church lost this like control over women over like a certain thing, and then it moved straight into that. I thought it was no fault divorce because it was the 70s when women were finally allowed to get bank accounts again, right? Or get it again for the first time when we were allowed to get bank accounts. Anyways, thank you so much, Velvet. I appreciate that, and thank you so much, Mora. This is what I need to call. I call Ari. And Xlax, thank you so much for the $2. And how many abortions did Trump pay for? Probably as many times as his name is in the Epstein files. Hello, how are you?
Hey,
Divorce
hi.
was 90s, wasn't it? Birth control pill? Was it birth control pill, Lynn? Sorry, I'm getting so many things. Hello, how old are you?
45.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I do support Trump. I was listening to your previous point, and I know the gentleman was saying about the immigration crisis, right? How would you get rid of the immigration crisis that we're having? And you were saying what you'll be able to do is give everybody citizenship or give them legalize them. Correct? That's what you're saying.
Not everybody.
So, continuing to have people coming through the border, how will you stop that now? Because during the Biden administration, you know, there's actual evidence of over 10 million people coming in
There is
illegally.
not. No, there's not.
There is.
No,
There
there's
is.
not.
Absolutely, there is.
Then where is it?
I mean, I know you don't say it. I mean, where do you want to go look for it?
Wherever you tell me it's at, sir.
Okay, let's go through Google. Look at it right now.
Go through Google, sir. I'm not searching it for you. I've already searched it, and I can find.
Okay.
I can pull up about
Tell me-
20 different freaking pieces of research data that show that you're nowhere near that number. Okay, so I'm asking you where to find that number.
Yeah, put your email address and I'll send you the evidence.
No, you just tell me right now where it's at.
It is documented in the immigration.
Where?
If you look in the Google, if you
DHS
look on-
doesn't say that. ICE doesn't say that. Pew Research Center doesn't say that. The CDC doesn't say that. The Center for Immigration Studies doesn't say that. Nobody
But
says
who
that.
who would support all these people? So I came in here as an immigrant.
No.
from another country.
That's not how this works. Okay? If you are going to claim that there is proven data on something that there is not proven data on, then I need you to tell me where that proven data is.
Okay, tell me how many people came in legally first of all, from your opinion, with your data that you have.
How many people came in legally under which system?
Illegally during
About
Biden administration.
about 4 million under last trackable numbers.
Oh, that is such a small number, right? So I said 10
That is
million,
not a
you said
small
4
number. That
million.
is still more than
Okay, who
let
would
in under
support
any
this?
Hold on, sir. That is he let in 4 million people, making it 14 million people, which means that it was like 40% of all the undocumented immigrants. Like we had a 40% increase. That is fucking massive. What are you talking about?
So just say for argument's sake, 4 million people. If you legalize them, who will support them at this time?
They will support them.
They will support themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And how would they do that?
The same way they're doing it right now.
So
But
who
actually
would pay
easier.
Who would pay for their medical?
They would, because they would be legally here.
They're not legally here.
They
They're
would be
illegally
if they
here.
got amnesty,
Because I
sir.
came
You
in
just,
here as an immigrant.
sir. You just said if you were to legalize 4 million people, who would pay for their insurance? If we legalize them, then they would be legally here, so therefore they would be able to pay for it.
Okay, so they're not just 4 million people. They're continuing to come in, correct?
Well, sir,
How
again,
many are
I don't know if
coming
you
through the
heard the
border?
rest of what I said, but my rest of my plan was to shore up so less people were coming in.
So you're saying legalize the people, 14 million that are here right now, legalize them.
Not all of them, but yes.
Okay, and then how would you stop the people that are coming in right now?
Sir, Donald
Because
Trump
you're
just
saying-
made ICE is the ICE funding.
No. Donald Trump didn't make ICE.
Sir,
ICE was created
sir.
back when.
Yeah, sir, you have to let me finish my sentence, ding dong.
No, but you just said something. Donald Trump created ICE.
No,
You know
sir,
what you
I
just
was
said?
in the middle of a sentence saying Donald
okay,
Trump
okay,
made
please, yeah.
ICE, okay, as big on a funding matter as the IDF, as the Israeli military. You just stopped me in the middle of my sentence. Okay, so we take that funding that makes ICE as large as the IDF, right? And we put that into border protection because they're not going to be needed at this level because we've just given mass amnesty to 14 million people. So now we don't need this large group of people that are just freaking, hammering down doors, separating children, freaking detaining children, freaking putting, infants in detention centers. We don't need all of this money and all of those people. So now we take all of that money and all that people, we put it at the border, and now we have a much stronger border, along with giving Border Patrol a lot more technology, a lot more resources and stuff like that.
Okay, so yeah, I like that idea. I don't like the way Trump is doing it right now. Absolutely. I saw a video of a young lady that was getting pulled over by ICE yesterday. Yeah, absolutely. I don't like the way they're doing it right now. But giving somebody, like for example, you say 14 million people, you make most of those people legalize them. What happens to people that have come in here legally, going through the immigration process? Do you have any idea how long it takes for somebody from India or somebody from Asia to get an immigration status in the U.S.?
Yes, I actually very specifically do. It takes quite a long time, but that's another that's another part of the plan, sir.
So yes, 13. So it took my dad 13 years to get a status over here in U.S.
Yeah,
So
that's why
if
we
you
need to
give these-
probably quadruple the amount of immigration judges that we have in the United States.
No, but the 14 million that are here, if you legalize them, what happens to those people that are still standing in line?
They're still getting in because we just quadrupled our judges.
No. Who would you get them in first? Someone that applied 13 years ago or people that are applying today?
Probably simultaneously.
Imagine who is going to pay for all of that. Do you think we have enough?
Sir,
jobs
who's paying
here?
for all of the money that it costs for us to fund ICE or to fund all of these deportations? Do you know how much ICE is costing? You did hear me when I said
So
that, sir.
You're
sir,
so
you
worried
did
about the
No,
money that are spending
no.
for ICE, correct?
Well, no, sir. I'm just saying that if we're spending the same amount of funding that is going to ICE is the same amount of funding going to the entire Israeli military, okay, then guess what? It sounds like we have a shit ton of money to pay for people to get processed.
Okay, so do you remember the last government shutdown?
You mean the one like right now?
Just right before, just happened like a month and a half, 2 months.
Because you know
ago.
we're like still technically in one, I believe, right? Or
We're
or maybe just
technically
got
in
out of
one.
it yesterday.
Do you know what was one of the items on that bill was? It was for another country to get circumcision. People to get circumcision.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
$18 million on there.
I'm sure it is.
And we're so worried about ICE. All ICE is really doing is
No,
what?
sir. I'm not worried about ICE. You said who is going to pay? No. You're changing subjects. Listen to what I'm saying. I said we're going to quadruple the amount of immigration judges. You said who's going to pay for it? I was responding. We already have the money because we're already paying ICE that money.
Yeah, we have two views here, right? I believe.
Nope, I don't know what your view
ICE
is.
doing. My view is I don't believe what ICE is doing is correct right now. If they can get that process corrected, I believe what ICE is doing is okay because Obama has done it, Biden has done it. They all done. ICE was formed in their presidency, not during Trump's presidency, and they all did it. They
didn't do it like this, though.
I'm sorry.
They didn't do it like this.
No. 8 million people.
Sir.
Obama-
8 million people that were for the most part deported without a systematic, separating of children from families, without building concentration camps, without sending people to El Salvadorian freaking torture prisons, without sending people to other countries that they didn't belong to, without freaking, detaining 20 infants without their parents. That's the problem that we're talking about.
Concentration camps were there at that time too.
What?
Obama's time also there was but the time I do agree.
There was concentration camps where?
Oh, concentration camps were right here in the U.S.
Where?
Do you know where they were putting
Where?
the concentration camps?
Where?
In airports.
There was an airport with a concentration camp. Which airport?
in the airport. New York airport had it. California
New York
had it.
airport, New York's airport had a concentration camp on it.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can look it up. How
Give
many
me a
people
fucking
died
break,
during
dude.
Obama's? How many people died during that time? Do you know?
No, tell me how many?
56 people.
56 people? That's what Donald Trump did last year.
I mean, we're not saying Donald Trump is
Donald
doing
Trump
everything
did
correctly.
those numbers last year. You're talking about Obama having 56 people that died, which is insanely unfortunate and horrible. Literally over 8 years, Donald Trump did that last year. There's
Donald
your
Trump-
fucking difference, sir.
You're talking
There's
about
your
Donald Trump's
fucking difference.
concentration camps or people that died? There's only 3 people that died, right? During this.
There have been dozens. It's like 38 people that have died in detention centers under Donald or concentration camps in Donald Trump's term just since he's been president, and that's been a year.
So tell me, your view of what ICE is doing is incorrect, correct? I also agree with that. I also agree.
Then
with
why are you
everything.
arguing it with me?
No.
Because for some, you've told me like 6 times that it's incorrect, and yet then you argue it with me.
Trump?
No, sir, like 6 times you've said, right, I don't support what ICE is doing. But literally every single time I mention something ICE is doing, you go and defend it. All right.
What is ICE doing? What is ICE doing?
They are literally, in just 2025, okay, they'd put in detention centers 3,800 children without their parents, by the way. 3,800 children.
Okay,
And what?
if
20 of them,
3,800
20 of them,
parents got
20 of
pulled
them
over
were
for
infants.
DWI, okay?
20
If
of them
they
were,
get pulled over for
but sir, a
drinking-
DWI with a child there is a felony. This is a Class C misdemeanor sometimes, and that's
Okay,
only
so-
a few of them.
So now you're comparing crimes. That's not what I'm
No,
saying.
Did you not just bring up
If a
DWIs?
father gets pulled
Did you
over-
not just bring up DWIs?
Yes, I'm
Then
bringing
you're
up DWIs.
comparing
I'm
crimes,
telling
sir.
you, what if a father
Hold on, gotcha.
gets
So
pulled
hold
over
on.
with
No,
a child?
stop.
Where does the child go?
You're comparing crimes, sir. If you're
I
going
am,
to compare
I am.
crimes, then
telling
I'm
you,
going to compare
if a father
crimes
gets pulled over with a child, where does the child go?
to the
If he was
mother.
drinking, where does it? No, it does. They don't go to the mother.
Yes, they
no.
do. You think they
No,
locked the
don't.
child
I
up
mean,
in jail?
Look up the law. Look up the. No.
Hold
they
on,
don't.
hold on. You think that if
They
a father,
hold the
hold on,
child.
hold
They
on,
hold
hold
the
on, hold
child
on,
until
hold
they
on,
get
hold on. No,
hold of the-
stop.
Okay.
You think if a father is driving with a child and the father gets a DWI, that they send that child to prison for weeks?
They do not send him to prison. They hold the child. The social worker comes in and collects the child until they can get hold of the guardian. Yes.
Right. As opposed to a literal 5-year-old who was sent to another state to be put in a concentration camp hundreds of miles away, thousands of miles away, when the mother was literally at the freaking spot where they detained him.
Okay, so tell me one more time. What is ICE doing? Are they removing people
Did
that
you
haven't
not
done any
just hear
crime?
me?
And are they removing people that haven't done any crime? Or are they
Yes,
are they
those both
removing
of,
people
that child and that father are released back in the United States right now because they were legally here under asylum law.
No,
So
no,
they committed no crime.
I 100% agree with
They
you. The
committed no
process
crime,
Trump has
dude.
used
They
is
committed
incorrect.
no
And
crime, and then that child was taken and put in a detention center 1,000 miles away, where he spent weeks in that detention center.
It's unfortunate. I really don't believe this is the right way he should do it, but but
But yet you're still fucking defending it.
But if they can create, so you're okay
Yet you're
with
still
legalizing
defending
14 million people.
You're still
but you're not
defending
willing
it.
to. But you're okay with legalizing 14 million people, but you're not okay with them doing a correction of a process for ICE. Why
The
don't we all
process
suggest
was
that?
correct, and then Donald Trump came in. The process was correct. Donald Trump is the one who fucked up the process.
Okay, so everything that happened is because of Donald Trump in Minnesota?
No, he fucked up the process in 2017.
It only the ICE you're talking about? 2017?
Yes. He fucked up the process when he came into office freaking damn near 9 years ago. A long time ago, he
all of
fucked
the
up this
people-
process.
Didn't you not hear everybody say he was going to be a dictator? He was never going to get out of the presidency? He did. He got out of the presidency. So what did he do wrong that, like, ICE-wise, what did he do wrong in 2017?
Donald Trump has implemented a system of immigration control where cruelty is the point. Okay? It is a process of intimidation. It is a process of shock and awe. Okay? It is literally what we consider, okay, terrorism. Okay, where you terrorize communities, where you go out to specifically be cruel and to do shock and awe processes on entire communities, specifically ones that Donald Trump doesn't like because they're Democratic and didn't vote for him. Okay, and he's doing that at the expense of people's lives, including children's lives. Okay, if Donald Trump's ICE was just doing what ICE normally does, which is go around and freaking, do like little immigration things here, pick up people at Home Depot, stop people that have crossed the border, go after convicted criminals specifically that or people that commit violent crimes that were not legally here. If Donald Trump was doing that stuff just like Obama did or George Bush did or anybody else did, okay, then we wouldn't be having an issue. Okay, the problem is that Donald Trump wants the cruelty. He wants the fear. Okay, that's what he wants. That's what people are mad about. Do you not understand that? And he needs that, okay, because he needs to have people be afraid of him. He wants people just based off of where they were born, okay, or who they voted for to be terrified of him or what he might do. Okay, and if you don't see an issue with that, all right, then you should probably leave also. Okay, because you don't belong in this country either, because that is not what this fucking country is about.
No. But there is clear evidence. DHS says that they arrested more criminals, more terrorists, and child abusers and drug traffickers during this time than any other administration.
They said Alex Preddy and Renee Good were domestic terrorists. So I'm sorry, I can't really believe when DHS says that someone is a terrorist. When I watched freaking man,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir. I was talking. No. I was talking. Be quiet. When freaking Kristi Noem tells me that a man that was laying on his fucking stomach with his hands above his head, holding a cell phone, gets shot in the back was a domestic terrorist, okay, then I'm sorry, I can't really believe when that same person tells me they've arrested more terrorists. Because apparently, according to DHS, anybody's a terrorist who they don't like.
Okay, are you ready for me to answer?
No, not really. I'd actually prefer you didn't, because there is no real answer for that.
Since you brought up Alex, I wanted to bring it up to you.
No, I don't want you to bring up Alex. You just said that they arrested more terrorists. Under what data are you going off of besides Kristi Noem said
Security. So? Go look under Homeland
So
Security.
Kristi Noem said so. Gotcha.
No. DHS.gov.
Who controls DHS.gov?
Who controls any of the media, mister? You tell me.
The people who write and own that media. The people who write and own that media. Perfect example. So who writes and owns DHS.gov? So who writes and owns? Sir, you're about to get muted because you're acting like a child. Sir, I'm about done with you. No, I'm about done with you. I'm about done with you. Who controls a website in the media is the person who owns and controls that website. Who owns and controls? Sorry, who owns and controls DHS.gov? Who?
Okay. DHS.gov is owned by DHS themselves.
Who owns DHS?
Security, sir.
Who runs DHS?
Homeland Security.
Who runs Homeland Security?
It's the government.
Who in the government?
Who is ruling the country right now?
Oh my God! Are you actually a real life stupid person? Who runs DHS?
I think
Answer the question.
You're so smart because
no, sir. I am just smarter than you because you put the bar on the ground. I am just smarter than you because you put the bar on the ground. Answer my question. Who runs DHS?
Look at yourself.
All right, I'm muting you. Nobody can fucking hear you. Nobody can hear you. Okay. All right.
YouTube channel. You think you're so smart?
No, sir, I'm smarter than you because you are being purposefully
Because
ignorant
you don't support
and
Trump.
dumb. No, sir.
Because you don't support
Sir,
Trump. You think
you have to
you're
do
so
the count
smart.
of 5 to tell me who
Mister,
runs
I'm sorry.
DHS.
I
5,
came here as an immigrant. I
4,
came here as an immigrant legally. You know
3,
what? If you wanted to
2,
legalize immigration,
1.
go get back.
All right, and get the fuck off my live. Jesus fucking Christ. Kristi Noem runs DHS.gov. And Kristi Noem said that Alex Preddy was a domestic terrorist. So obviously Kristi Noem is not qualified to tell me who a domestic terrorist is. Ladder pulling piece of shit. Y'all, please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Dirty Hippie, thank you so much for the jewels. I appreciate that. Claude, thank you so much for the $2. I really appreciate that. And Carolyn, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Said in the great word, Billie Eilish, fuck ice. Can we get a fuck ice in the chat? Can we get a big fuck ice in the chat? Please and thank you. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We're going to keep doing this. Please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you guys would like to support, you guys know all the ways. Memberships, super chats, live gift goals, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Thank you guys so much. We're going to move on to the next caller. Thank you for supporting the live. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Thank you guys so much for being here, especially on my third account over here on the Tiki Talkies, right? Thank you so much for being here, especially on that third account over there, because yeah, we're having a lot more fun over here than that was on my second one. So I really appreciate that. All right, let's open up these phone lines. Keep this thing going. Yeet, 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 yeet. Drop that. Skirt that. You never loved me, Mom. Hello, how are you?
Great, sweetheart. How are you?
Did you just call me sweetheart?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have the time for that today. Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm excellent. How old are you?
I'm 23.
Awesome. You got to turn off the live in the background. Do you still support Trump?
No, I don't support Trump. I actually wanted to hit you up and talk to you about some of your opinions. I think they're really strong, and I'd like to know how you feel when you go to these debates.
How I feel when I go to these debates?
When you're going through these debates.
How do I? Oh, it feels like a therapy session over here. I feel
Okay.
I feel fine. I am very, very used to this. I've been doing this for quite a while, so I feel sometimes it wears on me. It wears on everybody after a while, right? It does get tiring, but I'm learning to decompress more, which is nice. You know?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a
But-
political science major, so I was kind of wondering when people are having the more, MAGA supporters often have these intense viewpoints that they don't want to let go of. How do you keep going with your narrative?
That's their job. If they actually had sense in their argument, then they wouldn't be up here talking to me. All of them
Definitely.
want to hold their beliefs. That's fine. But yeah. But hey, sorry, I am gonna have to move on. Again, I'm trying to keep the live going with some Trump supporters, but I do hope you have a good one.
Awesome.
All right. Join my Discord.
Have a great-
Ask questions later. Okay, I'll answer them.
Sweet. Have a great conversation.
You too. You have a good one. Hello, how are you?
Good, you?
I'm doing excellent. How old are you?
40.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yep.
Awesome. Maura, thank you so much for the $1. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'll read that message later, but thank you so much. Awesome. Why is that?
Hey, I'm just trying to do you a favor. Why don't you go to Google?
No.
Look up how many
No.
illegal immigrants
I already said no.
entered in Biden's
I already said
term
no.
because you
Sir,
don't want to know.
sir,
that
have
it's
you ever
over
heard of
10
consent?
million?
Have you ever heard of consent?
You don't want to know that it's over 10 million.
Have you ever heard of consent, sir?
Well, you've been saying this for days, and do you know that
Sir.
SEC is under
Sir.
federal law?
Sir, are you aware of the word consent? I know it's really difficult for you guys. Okay, so I'm asking you a question.
Never heard of it. Why?
That makes sense.
Exactly.
Sir, do you realize that Google is not a source, right?
Okay, look up it another way. You said to the last guy, give me a way to look it up.
Yeah. The last trackable year is 2023. We're still waiting on the numbers for 2024. We don't exactly have all of the numbers for 2024 yet. At the end of 2023, it was about
And it's
14
still
million
over
people.
10 million.
Nope, it was 14 million.
It's insane.
Oh, so it's even more illegals came over than.
No, that's
You said
14 million
4
total over the last 50 years.
That's a joke.
Yep. It even says right here, preliminary data indicates continued growth in 2024. So it's higher than 14 million, but we're still looking at the preliminary data.
All right, look it up on Grok from Elon.
It's already up on the screen for everybody to read it.
Okay, you don't want to look under the DHS?
If you actually look at the DHS tables, it actually shows all of these points. If you listen to what the DHS just says, then they say all sorts of shit.
Okay. You can have your opinion, I guess.
This is not my opinion, sir. Again, Pew Research Center already did all the data searching, and it's on the screen for everybody to see. This is not an opinion.
So just now Google's broken all of a sudden, huh?
Nope, Google just was never a source. Okay.
Oh, okay.
This is what we learn when we go to school, like when we go to college. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You can't source Google or Wikipedia. Okay. You also can't source YouTube videos. All right. These are not actual sources in real life. That's why it is so important to understand what a source is and what a non-source is, right? That's what's important. So right here, it shows unauthorized immigration population reached 14 million in 2023. Preliminary data shows that it increased in 2024. If you actually go down and look at the charts, right, and you can actually pull up these very, very pretty charts. Oh, I actually clicked on that on accident, which actually isn't a bad way. But you can actually see here with this stark increase, there's 2019, there's 2020, 21, 22, 23, right? And you can see this stark increase, all right, where we saw about an increase between the years of 2021 and 2023 of about 4 million, right? If you were to go based off of that, we're probably looking at about 15.5 million to, somewhere in that. But actually we saw, actually in 2024, which is the last year, which actually 2024 in the last year of Biden's administration, right? We actually did have executive action by Joe Biden, which reduced the amount of immigrants that were actually coming into the United States. So we should see a increase in immigrants coming into the country, but it should be at a much slower pace.
If that's how you feel, I guess.
Yeah, Ryan, you guys aren't gonna be able to see until I get enough time on
All right,
on
since we're
that channel.
talking about the border, how do you feel about Tom Homan?
How do I feel about Tom Homan?
Yeah,
It depends on what day he's on.
You think he's doing a good job?
I think he's doing a better job than some of these other idiots.
Okay. All right. How do you feel about Obama giving him one of the highest medals?
Nothing.
You don't feel nothing about that?
Nope.
What about
because Obama hasn't been president
what
in
about Obama?
Obama left
people in
office in
cages?
January of 2017. That was 9 years ago.
Okay, what about how many protests when he put illegals in cages across the border?
Thousands.
None.
Literal thousands.
Okay, none.
Okay, but in reality, in like this real world that we actually live in on planet Earth, in real life, it was thousands. He was literally there was not only protests against him, but literally he was sued hundreds of times by people on the left to stop him from doing it.
All right, so then we can go on to this. Do we agree that there's about 700,000 deportations under Trump?
I think the number I saw was about 600,000, but I'm not going to argue with you if you say 700,000.
Okay, and do we agree that there's over 2.2 million self-deportations?
Absolutely not.
Okay, why don't you look that one up?
I have. That's why I'm saying absolutely not.
Okay,
yeah,
I just looked it
because
up.
no, you just looked up what
it up.
Kristi Noem said.
No, under DHS.
Sir, do you guys not understand? Sir,
actually at 2.5 million right now.
Sir, do you guys not understand where the information, when it just comes
Have a good day, sir. You're just going to deny everything.
Oh my God,
deny.
sir, I'm sorry that you, like, guys, when people say like college is dead, like literally people say that college is dead, right? And that people shouldn't go to college, it's not worth it anymore. That's why you go to college. Like, no joke. The reason why you go to college is so you don't sound like him. Okay? There is literally so much data out there to show that that number is nowhere near 2.2 million. But if Kristi Noem has a website with a .gov on the end, then people will just be like, yep, that's the source. Like, guys, you guys have to understand what good sources are. Okay? You guys have to understand what good sources are. All right? Really, it's an important thing to learn. Call Me says, Obama, Biden had more people deported than Trump. Yes, agreed. Is that supposed to be a... That's supposed to tell me something? Cool. D77 said, feel like I've heard it all, but this last MAGA was off the charts and annoying. No, I mean, I think it was a pretty average one, to be honest with you. That's a pretty average Trump supporter. Pretty average one, to be completely honest with you. I know, I ask so much. Y'all, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you guys. Hello, how are you?
Ding dong.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
30.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes.
Awesome. Why would you do that?
Well, I mean, he's doing pretty good right now. Why not?
Doing pretty good at what?
At
being in those Epstein
what
files.
he's doing with Venezuela.
He's doing
Oh,
good
yeah,
at
what
being.
about the Epstein files?
He's doing real good at being in those.
Oh yeah, the you mean that hotline, that tip hotline thing or whatever? How much of that was actually corroborated? Do you know?
I didn't say anything about it being corroborated. I said he's in the Epstein files 3,500 times, by the way.
Oh, but you know what you mean by saying that, right?
Yeah.
So how much of it was corroborated then?
I don't know. I guess
So
we
why
would
does it
need.
matter
I guess
if
we
he
would.
was?
I guess we would need the rest of the Epstein files for that.
I guess we would, right?
Yeah,
I
but he's
guess
not
we
going to
would.
release those, is he?
Well, we don't know that. You
Oh.
said that.
Well, I mean, he was
about, like, a
already
couple
he was
weeks
already
ago
supposed
that
to
they
do
weren't
that.
going to be released, and then we got more
I
files. so-
literally never said that. I literally not once
you
ever said that.
lying, bro? What?
But I'm glad to hear you're a fan, that you watch me every day, and now you can quote what I said weeks ago.
Yeah, if you want to say it like that,
That's exactly how I'll say it.
that's fine.
All
So
right,
yeah.
cool. Anyways, I would like to enjoy the rest of my life, and that guy is not worth my brain cells. Just not worth my brain cells. Sorry. I gotta have some love for myself. You know what I'm saying? Hello, how are you? Hello.
Yep.
You not know how phones work? Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how old are you? Bro, are you gonna talk at the microphone, or are you gonna like do whatever the fuck you're doing?
18. Can you hear me?
How old are you?
Can you hear me?
Now I kind of.
18.
All right, we'll just move on to the next person. Let's try to talk with our whole mouth. It's funny. I was literally just gonna pull up this cool article that I was going to pull up earlier, but it's funny that you just type this into Google like real quick, and it just says claims that over 1.6 million immigrants self-deported from the U.S. in 2025 are largely viewed as fabricated or highly inaccurate. Not that that's a source, but it is funny. Just that it was funny. Hello, how are you?
Hello?
Hello, how are you?
Oh, hi. Yeah. How you doing? You doing all right?
I'm doing excellent. How old are you?
I'm 27.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes, sir. Yes, I do. Voted for him.
Awesome. Why is that?
Because he's fulfilled his promise in making America great. And the reasons I say that is because the only reason America is great, not because of slavery, and America has admitted that that's one of their greatest shames, but the reason why America is great is for war, and all the saber rattling he doing, he bombed Iran. That's war. That's war cause, and he went into a whole nother country and just took a leader. He threatened their own NATO allies, basically make y'all to raise your own money, defend themselves. Oh, we're gonna come and take that shit for ourselves since y'all can't do it. He bombed Nigeria. He threatened to bomb Iran again. He's all this shit that's going on in the South China Seas, man. He's doing a lot of warlike shit, man. He's a real warlord. He has fulfilled his promise.
All right, man. Well, if you're into warlords and dictators, then that's good for you then.
No, it's not being. He's not really a dictator. All U.S. presidents been doing on some war shit because Eisenhower, all of them. Even when we dropped atomic weapons, we took Guam, when we took Hawaii. This is what America does.
All right, man. Well, sounds good.
Yeah, man. But have a blessed day.
Yep. Whatever the fuck that was. Whatever the fuck that was. Here's actual some evidence, though. Homeland Security says it's deported more than 500,000 documented immigrants since January, and the vast majority of criminals. There's evidence that this is not accurate. Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. It goes into it. There's a ton more I can pull up. Hello, how are you? Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
40.
Are you the dude that was just here?
No, I didn't call before, sir. No.
You sound just like the last 40-year-old dude.
No.
Does he not? Am I tripping?
No, I didn't call before.
Y'all like brothers or something? Cousins?
No, not that I know.
Did someone else say no from the background?
There ain't nobody else here, sir.
Am I hearing stuff? Did y'all hear that?
No, I didn't call before. Anyway, I support President
That
Trump.
was his voice on the live in the background. That's what that was. Oh my goodness. That was his voice on the live in the back. You have to turn down the live in the background, sir.
All right. I turned it down now.
All right. I thought I was losing my whole ever living mind there. Holy crap. All right. Anyways, do you still support Trump, sir? Did I already ask you that?
Yeah, I still support him.
Awesome. Why is that?
I mean, he's got the border down. He's got the border closed. I mean, it's down to a trickle.
And?
I mean, it's a lot of the. I'm sorry, I'm listening to you in the background.
Can you stop?
Yeah, I mean, the crossings are about 90 down about 90%.
Sir, I'm gonna need you, okay, to talk to me on the phone here. Turn off whatever's on in the background, okay?
Yeah, I mean the border crossings are down about 90%.
The border encounters are down 90%. Not the border
Right,
crossings.
well, the crossings too.
No, there's nothing reporting that.
I mean, we had about 20 million crossings over the last 4 years.
We did not.
I mean, that's the reports I've been seeing. I mean, I don't look at the far left sites like NPR.
Sir, I don't look at the far left sides either. I look at the actual independent, unbiased sides.
Yeah, but we don't know all the encounters though.
No, we do.
I mean,
Every
there's a lot of
encounter is
gotaways.
tracked. Yep.
There's a lot of gotaways and people that aren't tracked.
Well, the people that aren't tracked, you're correct, but we have estimations on those too based off of data.
Yeah, and those are roughly around 20 million.
Those are roughly around under 4 million.
I mean, how many crossings do you think we had last year?
Crossings? Sir, what are crossings?
People coming over the border, the southern border.
Okay, but like crossings doesn't mean anything to me. You can cross the border and be here legally. You can cross the border and be, apprehended and, sent back. You could be deported. You could, there's a million ways that you could cross. So crossing doesn't mean anything to me.
Well, I'm talking about people coming illegally from other countries, Mexico or any other
Again,
place. They could be
you can come illegally and you can be caught and deported. You could come here illegally and be here legally under asylum law.
Right, but I'm just talking about people that came here and they're unaccounted for. And we don't know
Okay,
who they
yeah.
are or what they're doing. If they
Yeah,
had any
that
crime.
number is between 3 and 4 million.
Okay, but do you think it's well, whatever? Do you think it's reduced under Trump?
I don't know whether it's reduced under Trump. I know legal crossings are reduced under Trump.
Yeah, but I would imagine it's a lot lower. I mean, there's no incentive for anybody to come here now.
Well, I would
to do
probably
it
make that.
legally.
I'd probably make that same guesstimation that Donald Trump's literal, dehuman, inhuman, torture and terrorizing of people is probably disincentivized some people from coming.
Well,
I don't think that's a good
just in
trade-off,
general- Just in general, the crossings are down. I mean, I don't agree with everything ICE is doing. I mean, I don't agree with the killings and things like that. But I mean, they shouldn't have been here. I mean, when you let that many people in, he's got to. That's what the people voted for.
Actually,
So,
the
I mean,
people
they-
did not
they-
vote for
they-
that. Actually, if you look his approval rating on freaking immigration, it's super underwater because people did not vote for this. I mean, they did vote for this because people actually didn't think Donald Trump would actually go this far. I did. That's why I was here saying it, right? But now that it's actually happening, if you actually look at the approval ratings for that, especially independents are way down. His approval ratings like what, 39% on immigration. I think it's 53% disapprove.
I mean, I've seen different numbers. I mean, from what I've seen, people are still supporting it. They may not agree with the extent he's gone through, but I don't think they want to see the deportation stop.
Well, sir, nobody said anything about the deportation stopping, okay? Donald Trump is systematically, okay, using horrific tactics, all right, to detain and arrest children, to build concentration camps, to put people in unlivable conditions, to terrorize and kill people. Okay? If Donald Trump was out there humanely deporting people and that was it, then he probably would be very much over water on it because people are pretty for that. But that's not what Donald Trump is doing. And when you support Donald Trump, you support the inhumanity. You support the murders, right? You support the concentration camps. That's what you're supporting.
Well, what concentration camps?
The tons of them. The ones like in Alligator Alcatraz, another one similar. Like that one in San Antonio. What was it called? Like Dilley or something like that? Can't remember exactly.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't really call it concentration camp.
Well, it is though.
That's,
you cannot call it that, but
Well,
it is.
well, you can call it what you want, but I mean, what he's doing is he's
No,
supporting
concentration
the people
camps.
that-
Concentration camp has a definition, and that is what it is. I'm not
So
calling it that because I feel like it, because it's my opinion. The word concentration camp or the words concentration camp together have a meaning, and if you take that meaning and then look at what Donald Trump has done, those are concentration camps.
So, what do you define by a concentration camp? What's happening to the people in there?
Again, it's not my definition; it's the definition. I don't like when people say "my" as if I'm making up a definition. Right? The definition
There's
just
nobody
exists.
getting gassed. I mean, you start calling it a concentration camp, that invokes all sorts of imagery that just riles people up.
No, it just riles you up because you don't understand what it is. Right?
No, I'm
But
not riled up at
here's-
all.
The definition is
I'm just saying,
concentration.
if you're going to call something a concentration camp, then if that starts going and all the crazy loons start hearing that, then they're going to start
The
getting
crazy
agitated.
libs?
They're going to go out there.
The crazy
and they're
libs?
people that have a view of open border. They're
Sir,
gonna
you
say,
do
"Oh,
realize that
he's taking all these
70% of the
people."
political violence that happens in the United States comes from the right, right?
No, I don't think
Yeah.
so.
The Department of Justice released the data on it like 3 months ago.
Not from the major things that have happened in the last few years.
The Department of Justice under the Trump administration that he runs released a memo saying that like 3 months ago.
Okay, but not from the major happenings that we've seen in the news. I mean, Charlie Kirk and shots at President Trump. I mean, again, what do you define as what's the definition?
The guy
of
who
violence?
shot at President Trump wasn't a lib. He actually literally had a kill list that had let people on the left and the right on it. He just took a shot at the first one that he could get.
All right, so he was neutral then.
Yeah, the guy who freaking shot it at Donald, or who killed Charlie Kirk came from a fully right family and grew up completely right, and was
Yeah, but
most
he
likely
right,
a groiper.
he wasn't right. He was a furry, and he was. I think
not
he was gay.
a furry.
Nothing wrong with being gay, but
There's
he was LGBTQ plus.
there's
furry,
tons of
so-
LGBTQ plus people that are on the right, sir.
Yeah, but he didn't like Charlie Kirk's views, so
Lots of people didn't like Charlie
don't-
Kirk's views, sir. Again, he's pretty sure he was a groyper. Do you know what groypers are?
No.
Yeah, they're followers of Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes is
Okay.
far right.
Yeah, I know who Nick is.
Yeah, and the writings on the bullets that he had with his rifle were groyper terms. So there was a much higher chance that this guy was a far right person that was literally
So far right
unaliving.
killing the far right. That's
Charlie
that's
Kirk
hard to
wasn't
sell. That's hard to sell.
literally Nick Fuentes was shit talking Charlie Kirk all the time, talking about how he was like a traitor and wasn't right enough. While he was a bad person.
Charlie Kirk not right enough. I mean that's hard to sell. But
For Nick
yeah.
Fuentes, that's dead on accurate.
Yeah, maybe for Nick. Yeah.
Yeah, and so don't you think that followers of Nick Fuentes, who are far right, who literally do not like Charlie Kirk, when he writes literal things on the bullets that are groyper terms, just like Nick Fuentes followers, right, and puts a gun and kills them, how are you going to say that's a lib, sir?
I mean, to be honest, I haven't even heard anything about this guy. How come everything's silent? I don't even know what to say. Nothing. Have you heard anything about the court case?
No, I'm sure it'll come.
There's nothing.
We still got.
Yeah,
There's
I
still
mean-
lots of time, sir. Yep.
Yeah,
the guy,
I
the
haven't
guy
heard anything.
that did the attempt on Donald Trump's life at the golf course, or was going to, just got sentenced today. These things take time.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't heard anything about that guy either. I mean,
No, he
we
literally
don't know.
he got sentenced today to life.
Okay, yeah, I think I did. I did see a headline about it. Okay.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is like these things take time. That was a long time ago. These things take time. They don't just immediately happen, right? But what I'm saying, sir, is that no, it is not a left thing for political violence. You look at Melissa Hortman, who was, killed with her husband in her house. That was by the right. Or, Josh Shapiro's house.
I heard there was a left leaning.
Nope, it was
So,
not.
I mean-
That was definitely a right wing MAGA supporter, just like the person who freaking assaulted Nancy Pelosi's husband with a hammer, the person who burned down Josh Shapiro's house. Okay, like these are all acts of political violence that were happening by the right. So, sir, it is not the left that is the ones that you should be worried about. It is definitely the right.
I mean, I'd argue that. I don't have specific cases, but there's an awful lot. And even if you just see all the protests, agitations in the street, there's a lot of violence. It doesn't have to be a big public figure, but there's violence going on. They're not all peaceful.
Sir, those protests in the streets are overwhelmingly peaceful, right? Like just insanely peaceful, to the point where it's almost scary how well like places in Minnesota were able to freaking do things peacefully. But it didn't matter, right? Because
Well,
even when
the
people
things
did
that I've
things
seen
peacefully, they were still shot and killed.
Yeah, I don't agree with that part. That's debatable. But when you start agitating people and just preventing them from doing what they're doing, things are going to happen.
Sir,
It's
Sir, Alex Preddy was standing there videotaping from the side of the road and was shot and killed. He wasn't agitating. He wasn't stopping anybody from doing anything that he was doing. He was literally, and I mean this literally, using his First Amendment rights to do exactly what he was supposed to do, while also using his Second Amendment rights, and he was killed for it. But see, here's the problem, all right? When you have a government who is trying to, terrorize a certain community, who is trying to inflict their will on people, who is going specifically after their political opponents, the most dangerous thing you can do is be a witness. The most dangerous thing you can do is have a phone and be videotaping, and they don't like that, right? This is why they killed him, all right? But just being there videotaping or agitating or blowing whistles or doing any of that stuff, none of that stuff is a death sentence. None of that allows the government to come in and arrest you, detain you, to beat you up, to set, to do all sorts of crazy things to you. It doesn't allow you to do any of that stuff, sir, because the First Amendment protects your right to do that.
Yeah, and I agree with the First and Second Amendment. I'm just saying if there's a lot of agitators out there, officers are going to get jittery. They're not going to know what's going on, and something's going to happen. I don't think they intentionally killed it, but they probably got nervous, or he did have a gun on him, and he probably doesn't know what's going to happen. And when there's a lot of agitation out there, people are going to make mistakes. So
Well, sir, if you
And
have
it
a
just
bunch of
keeps-
police that are too agitated and scared to be around crowds where there are people around, then they should not be holding guns and around the public. And Donald Trump's ICE is the one that is sending them there with almost no training, okay, with almost no freaking background checks or drug checks or anything. They're just sending them out there, right? And having them go at it, sir. So if you put untrained people with guns in a tense situation, then yeah, of course bad things are going to happen. Like, obviously.
Right. Well, there's so many people they have to deport that's what we have. If they weren't here in the first place, then we wouldn't be in this situation. Unfortunately, he's got 3 years left to do what he's got to do, and he's trying to get it done.
Well, first of all, sir,
another administration comes in 3 years, then
Minneapolis doesn't even have a very large immigrant population.
well, it certainly appears it does. If there's that many to be deported,
There's not that
I mean,
many to
there's
be
a lot of-
deported. They're
Well,
literally
how do we know that?
because they're arresting a whole bunch of people and then just letting them go. They're holding them in detention centers for weeks without trial, without bail, and without due process, and then letting them go.
But there are a lot that are being deported also.
There are some that are being deported. Sir, what if you're going to try to deport as many people as you can, where do you think is a smarter place to go? Okay, to send 3,000 agents. Do you think it would be to Minneapolis or do you think it would be to San Antonio?
He must have data. I don't know. I mean,
Sir,
they're
let's
looking at
let's
something.
just use our common sense, okay? Do you think it is better to try to find undocumented immigrants as close to the Canadian border as you can possibly get, or as close to the border with Mexico as you can get?
Well, they have ways to travel.
Sir, I'm not asking if you think that some undocumented immigrants made it to Minnesota. Where do you think has more?
Be honest, I don't know. I mean, I know there's
Well,
a
sir,
large
you're just being disingenuous.
immigrant
Then.
community.
Give me a fucking break, dude. Like, seriously, you're just that. Like, if you can't answer that question, that shows that you are in no way trying to have a genuine conversation with me. Okay, that is a fucking
They're
insane.
looking at numbers.
That isn't.
They have an
That isn't.
idea where
You're
where
right. They
need to
are
go.
looking at numbers, sir. They're looking at numbers of who voted for Trump and who didn't. Okay, because the number of fucking of undocumented immigrants in all of Minnesota probably doesn't change what you have in a single doesn't beat what you have in a single community in fucking San Antonio. But they're not over deploying 3,000 people to Texas because Texas voted for Trump. Okay, and Minnesota voted for Kamala Harris, so that's where they're sending all the people. And if you can't seriously like just sit here like as an adult man and tell me that there's not more undocumented immigrants in Texas than there are in Minnesota, then you're not actually trying to have a real conversation. You're not actually trying
I
to
know
have a
there's
discussion with me.
there's a
You
lot
are
of
being
immigrants-
purposefully fucking ignorant, and that is what we call being a bootlicker,
Minnesota
sir.
has a lot of communities there. We've seen a lot of fraud there, so we know what's happening.
Sir, that's not even the most
I mean-
fraud. The largest place where they had fraud in the United States of the same type of thing was Mississippi. Mississippi had fraud that was insanely higher than anything that was happening in Minnesota. But they didn't
Yeah, well,
deploy
there's fraud
3,000.
everywhere.
But they didn't deploy 3,000 agents there. Why is that, sir?
Again, they're looking at numbers
Because
but there's-
Minnesota
obviously there's a
voted
large
for
population.
because Mississippi voted for Donald Trump and Minneapolis didn't. They are
I don't
not
see him
deploying
changing
ICE,
Minnesota.
sir. They are not,
How's he-
sir. They are
He's
not
gonna change-
deploying
he's not gonna
ICE
flip
agents,
Minnesota.
sir. They are not deploying ICE agents based off of how many immigrants there are. They're deploying ICE agents based off of voter registration.
I don't see him flipping Minnesota. That's not
No,
going to happen.
their idea is not to flip Minnesota, sir. It is to terrorize Minnesota. This has nothing to do with flipping it. This is punishment. This is political retribution. Okay? This is terrorizing people for not agreeing with him. Okay? That is what this is. This is what dictators do. Okay? This is directly out of the playbook of Vladimir Putin or Viktor Orban. Okay? Literally sending a federal police force into a city that doesn't want them for a made-up reason, okay, in order to terrorize and kill the citizens of that place.
He went to Washington. and he went to other cities and cleaned
Yeah.
those up.
And Washington
The mayor
is
of Wa- the mayor of
overwhelmingly what,
Washington, D.C.
sir?
said-
And Washington D.C. is overwhelmingly what? Democratic.
Yeah, minority.
Democratic.
Right, but the mayor of Washington D.C. said that he did a good job. It's safer.
He did not, or she did not.
Yeah,
No, she did not.
of course he did.
No, she did not.
I've seen it.
Okay. No, she didn't.
Yeah.
No, she
Well,
didn't.
can you look it up?
Did she say that there was certain things that had changed in the city? Yeah, absolutely. Did she say that we were going to try to work with them to try to fix this? Yeah, she did. She said a whole bunch of stuff, but she never said, "I'm happy he's here and he's doing a great job." That never happened.
I'm not sure.
She actually specifically asked them to leave. Asked them to leave many
thought after,
times.
But initially, when all was said and done, she said it was safer.
No,
And
she did
residents
not.
had said safer.
There was some residents that said that, with the overwhelming majority saying, "No, it's not."
So I mean, Minneapolis isn't the only city he's gone to.
Nope,
He's gone
it's
to
been
other
DC,
places.
it's been Portland, it's been LA. What do all those places have in common?
Yeah, I understand, but I don't think he's intentionally. He's not intentionally trying to kill people.
He
He's
literally
just going there to clean up.
he
That
literally-
just happens to be
Sir.
where he needs to go.
Sir. I'm sorry. And again, I am trying to be like nice here. Okay? But you just have to be a special type of fucking stupid. Okay? To say that we need to crack down on immigrants, so we are going to go to Portland and Minneapolis and DC and not
they don't live in
Phoenix
the country.
and not
They don't-
Phoenix
they don't
and
live in the countryside. They live in the city.
Sir, and not Phoenix, El Paso, and San Antonio. You are literally saying we need to get rid,
any
sir.
city.
Sir,
City is where the immigrants
sir.
go.
You are telling me that fucking we are going after people that were let through the southern border, okay? The southern border by Biden, and the primary place for you to do that, okay, is to go as far away from the southern border as humanly possible. It is a joke. It is a lie. It is bootlicking. It is simping. It is the most sad thing that I have ever heard. If you think for half a fucking second that Donald Trump is sending people to Portland or Minneapolis because that's where the immigrants are and not to fucking Florida. Okay? If you can't get that through your fucking head, then I do not what to fucking tell you.
They're not in the countryside.
What the fuck you mean the fucking countryside? There's cities in all of those states, sir.
Correct. So that's where he
Then
needs
why
to
are we
go.
not deploying 3,000 fucking immigration agents to Dallas, sir?
There's not a problem there.
Of course there is. That the majority of undocumented immigrants in the United States are in
Okay,
Texas.
so then you admit it. So then there are undocumented immigrants.
I already said there was no one ever said there wasn't undocumented immigrants here, sir. Literally
Right.
no one said that. I've literally shown the numbers of undocumented immigrants that are here on my screen just recently. The highest concentration, I believe, are fucking Texas and California of undocumented immigrants in the United States. But we're not seeing any fucking any of these mass troop deployments to places like Arizona,
California is
to
certainly a
Texas,
blue state.
to
He hasn't-
Florida,
he
to
hasn't gone
any
to
of
Cali.
those. Yes, he picked the one blue state and went after them and did not touch the red ones.
But he didn't go to Cali. If he was,
He
just
did. He
trying
deployed troops
terrorize-
to LA.
He just said he didn't. Yeah, he did go to LA. But yeah, he did go to LA. That's right. I didn't hear much about it, but that
Oh,
just
really?
happens to be
You didn't
where
hear
he needs to
anything
go.
about it? That's insane.
Well, nobody got shot.
Is that your qualification for whether something was good or not?
There's a lot goes on both sides.
I'm pretty sure someone did get shot in LA, by the way.
I don't recall.
I'm pretty sure they did.
The point is, he's going to cities, and most of the cities are blue. So that's just
Sir,
majority of the
he's
cities
not
in the U.S. are blue.
going to states that are red. He's not going to states. There are blue cities in Texas. He's not going to those.
It just so happens he's going. These are the cities he wants to go to right
And
now.
he's going to them because those states didn't vote for Trump. Okay? I really need you to understand this. Okay? I need you to understand this. I am really, really, really hoping, okay, that you can understand this and get this through your head. Okay? This has nothing to do with undocumented immigrants. It has everything to do with terrorizing people that didn't vote for him. Okay? That is what it has to do with. Okay? If he wanted to go after immigrants, if he wanted to go after immigrants, he could go to places where there's more immigrants. But he's choosing not to. He's choosing to only go to places that didn't vote for him. Okay? That's what it is. Okay? So stop pretending that fraud that had been prosecuted since 2022, where there's already 64 people in jail for it and another 30 indictments, is the reason to send ICE into Minneapolis. Okay? It's a joke.
It's part of the overall plan.
Right. The plan to terrorize and victimize people that do not like Trump for political retribution. You are right. It is a plan.
Any city that he goes to is blue. So, and that's so. Any city you go to, you can say that.
Sir. I don't know why, sir. Are you just purposely not listening to me? Cities aren't blue. Okay?
Majority of them are.
States are blue. States are red. Okay? Cities, okay, just tend to vote more Democratic because they believe in things like diversity, right? And social safety nets. Okay? And freedom of religion. Because when you live in a city, those are just things you learn. Okay? You learn to think for more than just yourself. Okay? So cities tend to be more progressive and not stuck in their old ways because the rural towns are still living in 1950. All right?
They're just independent. It's a different lifestyle.
They're not independent. They're in the past. Okay? They're in the past. All right?
That's all it is.
You're right. And the lifestyle is a mix between Little House on the Prairie and Handmaid's Tale.
No, I don't
All right?
think so.
That's where it is. Okay? So, of course, the people that live in those towns are going to be more conservative, and the people that want to progress society, all right, are going to be in cities. But Donald Trump is not deploying people to blue cities in red states because he's not deploying people to red states, even though the higher level of immigrants are in those places. Okay? So just understand that, all right? Just please understand that, all right?
So you think he'll just never go to any red states?
I don't think his intention has anything to do with anything but political retribution. Okay.
So you don't think he wants to get rid of illegal immigrants?
I think that Stephen Miller does.
I'm sure Donald Trump does too. That's what
I don't think Donald Trump cares.
I think he does.
I think Donald Trump, there's already been reports in the White House that the only time Donald Trump is ever excited about anything in the White House is when he talks about building his arch or his ballroom. That is the only thing that gets Donald Trump excited and ready to go in today's state. Not our geopolitical status, not immigration, not anything. Donald Trump just wants to build buildings. Stephen Miller wants to make a freaking white ethno state, okay? Because he's a white nationalist.
There's a lot of minorities that support Trump.
Yep, and there's a lot of roaches that love Raid.
Well, so anyone that supports Trump is a minority, is brainwashed?
Brainwashed? I don't know. Not real bright, though.
They want Republican values. They can't have Republican
Donald
values.
Trump doesn't represent Republican values, so that has nothing to do with it.
More so than the other side.
Nope. Donald Trump does not represent Republican values at all. Not even more than the other side.
I disagree with that.
I don't care what you disagree with.
hey, he doesn't. He's not. So he's no more Republican than Biden was.
No, he's just a lot more idiot than Biden was. Biden is a literal fucking conservative.
Biden?
Yeah.
I didn't think he knew what he was. He wasn't running the government, so he had someone else pulling the strings. At least we got somebody in there that's doing something.
Yeah, building a building and an arch and walking around like a Roomba around rooms and falling down stairs and not knowing which country or what state he's going to or which one he's in.
Biden, yeah.
No, that was Trump all in 2025.
So
literally confusing dementia tests with IQ tests.
So you think Trump's worse than Biden?
Yeah, obviously.
I don't think so.
Sir, I don't think you've done a lot of thinking at all in this conversation.
Did Trump call Zelensky Putin?
No, Trump said he was going to meet Putin in Russia and he was going to Alaska.
Yeah, I didn't hear that one, but it'd be hard to argue for Biden. I mean,
but he literally the other day said that we have to take Iceland when he meant Greenland. Said it 3 times.
Yeah, but I don't think he's reached the level as Biden. Biden was terrible. And anyone that's going to argue
Donald
that
Trump
he
thinks that seeking asylum in the United States means that you were pulled out of a state asylum in another country.
Well, I'm sure some of them crossed. I think people that are happy with
Donald Trump
living
thinks
that
that
come here.
Donald Trump thinks that that the sound from windmills causes cancer, or that he can reroute a hurricane by drawing with a marker, or that we should nuke hurricanes. That was a good one. Or what was it? He thinks he's the one that he doesn't think that magnets work underwater. I remember when he said that one. Batteries and was it batteries in water? I don't remember that one. Batteries don't work in water or something. That was a good one. Sharks and batteries. That's what it was.
Yeah, the media distorts a lot too.
It wasn't media distorting. That's what he said.
The very fine people. I mean, that got distorted, and
yeah, pretty sure he shit himself in the Oval Office today.
Well, as long as he's doing what he's got to do.
Oh,
I don't care if he shits himself.
Yeah, you probably want to smell it, don't you? You just want to get your nose all the way up in there. Maybe even get a lick.
Okay, you can go there if you want.
I mean, you were already at the boots. Sir, you were already at the boots. You might as well freaking keep on going.
No, I said I didn't agree with everything. I'm not a huge MAGA guy. I'm just saying I still support him. It's better than having the other guy in there, or Kamala. That's all.
Yeah. All right,
unfortunately, that's what we had. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, we had probably one of the most qualified people to be president ever in the world, and you guys, you chose the guy who shits himself, and then you fucking defend it. It's sad, but anyways, regardless, I don't know, whatever, Dayman.
Yeah, I'll call it. I'll give a call back sometime. We'll chat a little bit more.
Oh, great! I can't wait.
All right, you have a good night there, sir.
Yep. Y'all, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. We do this. I think we're going to 5 days a week. We usually do it 6 days a week. I think we might be going to 5 days a week, but I really appreciate you guys. Y'all, if you would like support, I do have super chats, super stickers, all that fun stuff. I also have pay links in the bio, and I have my little live gift goal of this one league thingy. So if you guys would like support, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Infernal Freak Shows, thank you so much for the $5. I live in Maine and had to come across the border to come home from visiting Canada. Should I not have been allowed to come home because I crossed? Absolutely. You live there now. You have to stay in Canada. Why did you come back? Chrissy, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Chrissy. Why did you were out. You made it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Brian, thank you so much for the $20. I appreciate that. Left wing killed JFK, Martin Luther, and Abraham Lincoln. Wow, you don't know much, do you? That's not even worth me responding to. Kelly, thank you so much for the $2. Stacy said, sir, merch available. Yeah. I know. I need to get to work on my merch shop. I'm sorry. ACO, thank you so much. Cool, thank you so much. Eve, thank you so much. DJ, thank you so much. And of course, Chrissy, thank you so much for that league trophy. I really appreciate that. Also, we're gonna move on to the next caller. Keep this thing going. I've been on for we're just pulling into 2.5 hours, so we're moving real closely. Thank you guys all so much for the support. Big W's in the chat for everybody supported. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. How old are you?
I'm 23.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I respect Trump.
That's not what I asked you.
I understand.
All right, then answer the question I asked you.
Not only is he my boss, but I support him. I can say that as well.
Okay. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 21.
You're right. Respect, I think, is actually worse. I think respect is actually worse. Anyways.
Respect.
Yeah.
Okay,
anyways.
I just wanted to say I find it incredibly dishonest that you will stream without allowing people to talk to you without having to subscribe to your channel. That's one thing. Another thing is, as a Jew,
sir,
I find it incredibly dishonest that you call what's happening concentration camp.
All right, cool. Sorry, I do have to be allowed to talk. I apologize. I do not need your whining. Okay. I asked you why you support Trump, not why you want to whine about my channel. Hello, how are you?
Good. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 34.
Awesome. What part of Canada are you from?
I'm just outside of Toronto, actually.
All right. Do you support Trump?
I support some of the things he does, bud. I do.
Yeah, I don't care. Why would I care? You're in Canada. Go away. Hello, how are you?
Hello,
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 56.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I do not support Trump at all. I just wanted to say thank you for your live stream. I really appreciate seeing young people get very involved in politics, and I really like seeing young people come with facts and argue with MAGA, and you're doing a great job. So thank you very much.
I do really appreciate that. I'm not that young anymore, though. I just look it.
Okay.
I'm just real pretty,
Well,
but
you
I'm not
look
that
very-
young. I'm not that young
you look
anymore.
very young. You look very young. So, but thank you. I was on TikTok until it changed ownership in January, and I just couldn't bring myself to agree to the terms and conditions. So now I'm over here on YouTube, and I'm struggling to find some good. A lot of it is MAGA stuff. So
It is.
I
It is.
appreciate your live.
It is.
And
It's
I
a lot.
really appreciate seeing you guys come out. I just watched another live with a young man, and same, it was same, just intelligent conversation, coming with facts, and I love to see it. So thank you
Absolutely.
so much.
Absolutely. You have a good one, all right?
You too.
All right, W's in the chat for that. Very nice lady. I thought I was gonna get another 50-something-year-old MAGA woman, which I was super excited for, because those are fun. But no, she was very sweet. Hello, how are you?
Good day, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you? How old are you?
there? I'm sorry. Hold on. That's my bad. Yeah.
Awesome.
Was
How old?
wondering if we might. I am 57.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Nope.
All right, sir. Well, I am going to have to move on. Then I'm only looking for Trump supporters right now. I only got a little bit of time left to talk. I appreciate you, though.
Nappy-headed little punk. God almighty.
Well, I'm sorry, man. I didn't even mean to hurt your fence. Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada. Oh, sorry. He called back. I don't know why. Hello. How are you?
Hi.
Hi. How old
Am
are
I
you?
on the show?
Yep.
On the stream, I guess, technically.
Yep. How old are you?
I am 25.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Well, so I am actually probably a little bit different. Still there?
Unfortunately.
Okay, there was some interference, so I wasn't sure. So I am indifferent on Trump, and so I am probably a little bit different of a caller than what you usually get. And I'm
No, you're just a fence rider. I get you guys all
calling
the time.
in-
You guys annoy me.
I'm calling in to thank you for being respectful. I appreciate that.
I appreciate that too,
I'm
but I don't
calling
want to
in
talk to
just
you.
Ask, what if you don't like Trump? Who would you?
Hello, how are you?
Hey, good. How's it going?
It's going great. How old are you?
I'm 42.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
Because they put kids in cages, and
You're a big fan of that?
well, I mean, if they're illegal, they gotta be put in cages, you know.
No, I don't know.
But he is definitely Christian, and I'm a Christian.
Yes, I believe that was actually what was that? Romans what? Where they were like, "Thou shalt put children in cages."
I haven't read all the Bible, but
No shit.
yeah, but I mean, I've read a lot of the Bible.
You read a lot of it.
I
What?
go to
Where's the part about putting kids in cages?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's probably in the Old Testament.
That was actually a really good comeback. I got nothing on that. Anyways, I think you're a troll, but that was actually really funny. Sorry. That was actually really funny. That was actually a good comeback. Sorry. I'm pretty sure I was trolling, but that shit was actually funny. Okay. He said probably in the Old Testament. I was like, damn, got me. All right. You win. You win this round, sir. You win this round, Mr. Troll. Hello, how are you?
My name is Dale. I'm 40 and I'm from Kentucky.
What are you wearing, Dale, from Kentucky?
I got my overalls on. You're asking why I still support Trump, though?
Yes.
I support how he's supporting Israel because the Jews have nobody else fighting for them right now. Are you still there?
I literally don't even know how to respond to that.
Is it because your IQ is under 40?
It's probably under 4.
Yeah, probably. All right, have a good one. Suck my toes.
I don't know if he said suck my toes or fuck my toes. Either way, that's quite strange. Hello, how are you?
Yo, what's up, bro?
I'm good. How old are you?
I'm 33.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I saw you pop up on my YouTube.
That's good. Hit subscribe. Just like everybody else. Hit subscribe and hit follow.
I did. Do I support Trump? Like what about him? Like specifics?
I don't know. You tell me specifics.
Well, I'm Mexican American dual citizen, so I might have like a different perspective than people from the States.
I mean, I talk to people like you all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I support some stuff, but I don't support other things.
Okay. Do you generally support him or no?
No more than any other president. I think they're all on the same team. They're just playing us.
All right, man. Well, I'm going to let you go then. I hope you have a good one. Hello, how are you?
Can I put my balls in your jaws? Balls.
I mean, I guess if it's necessary. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 18.
Awesome. You still support Trump?
No, I just wanted to call because I've been watching for like the last 20 minutes and everybody's been wasting your time and I haven't heard like a single actual Trump supporter. And I just find it funny how every call is either a troll or just people wasting time. So
It's fine.
But
You mean kind of like you're doing right now, but like,
yeah.
I just put this up because that's 100% right. If this is your third live and you haven't hit subscribe yet, then I don't. What else do I need to do? I'm up here chucking it. I'm going at it. I'm dancing and everything. All right, you need me to sing? I can sing. Hit that subscribe button. I can start singing if you want. Yeet, yeet, yeet. Anyways.
Daddy, why'd you abandon me?
Cause I don't think you're mine.
But I look just like you.
Lots of kids look
I
like
have
me,
your
nigga.
big
Fuck it. Get the
nose.
fuck out of here. Shit. Hello, how are you?
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 29. How old are you?
I'm 39. Do you still support Trump?
39? Oh, you look good for 39. Do I still
Damn
support
right.
Trump? That's a hard question. I guess I support some of what's going on. So can you like elaborate the question a little better? Like, do I support like what's going on with ICE right now is kind of what you're asking me? Or like, what are you asking exactly?
I'm generally just asking if you support Trump.
I support the president just like I support every president. Do you want like, is your question like, do I support what's going on in Minnesota? Because I find it questionable, of course, what ICE is doing, but then I also find like the protesting a little questionable because the timing of it's all weird. If you think that's weird, you know, like how they found out about the fraud and then all of a sudden all this protest goes on and it seems like, you know, because now American citizens they're the ones they're saying they're getting gunned down. But then I'm seeing like these celebrities saying like that we need to start like a movement. And I'm like a little confused though, because then it's like, I don't support the president fully in that sense, but I don't support the ideology of people telling people that are not maybe in the most sound mind to go out and do things with federal agents, you know, like maybe carry a gun and go out in front of a federal agent and then like, you know, because as a concealed carrier, we go through these stages where we're taught to de-escalate, not escalate things. And it's like what happened to Purdy is very sad, but say he treated it more like a concealed carrier is supposed to treat it, possibly things would be different. But that's just like, I don't support everything. I don't support Americans.
How is turning your back to ICE agents to help a woman who's been pepper sprayed escalating a situation?
Did he turn his back though, or did he not
Yes.
get in their faces
Nope.
and then they tackled him?
Nope.
He also had
He was
had a
literally
gun, too.
helping the woman out and slipped on the ice and was
yes,
tackled.
Yes, but that's just like as a concealed carrier, you're supposed
I'm a
to
concealed
not,
carrier also, sir. How is that
Yeah,
escalating
so-
the situation?
Well, when it comes to federal officers, as a concealed carrier, the first thing you're supposed to do is say, "Hey, I have a weapon." If you go to any officer, you're supposed
He
to tell
had
any
his hands
officer,
up. They took his weapon from him, disarmed him, and then shot him.
They were on the ground, and he did have. I need to look up the weapon he had again, though. But he did
It
have
looked
a
like a
weapon
SIG
that does
229.
falsely-
No,
It
and
was a SIG 229?
it looked like a SIG 229. I'm not 100% sure. He was disarmed by the officers. It was already away from all the officers before they shot
No,
him.
and I agree with you. That's just like I don't agree fully with
Law
what
is saying
happened
it was
there.
a
That's
SIG
just like, I agree
P320,
with you
which
there.
actually-
I agree with you
which actually
100%.
checks.
And I agree with you 100% that you know, that's where it's like it's becoming a point, and that's where I think that the general question though of just asking if somebody supports the president though is it's a hard question to answer. I kind of just
Well, we
wanted
don't
more
need to. We
clarity,
don't need to
because
go back to
now
that
we're
right
on a
now.
statement.
We don't need
No,
to go back there.
exactly. Now we're going on. Yeah, exactly.
No,
So now-
we're
now-
right fine
so
where
let
we're
me
at,
ask you
sir.
this. What
No.
would
Let
you
me
support?
ask you a question. Thank you.
Go ahead. Ask me a question. Keep going.
If
Yeah,
you wouldn't
please.
mind if I talked on my live.
No.
Okay, cool. Just out of curiosity. I'm not required, as somebody who conceals carries, I'm not required in any way to inform law enforcement that I'm carrying, right? If I'm committing no crime, they have no reason to ask me why I'm carrying, right? As far as escalating a situation, you're talking about an already volatile situation. He was standing there recording on the side, which is his First Amendment right. So he was exercising his First Amendment right and his Second Amendment right at the same time. And you are now somehow saying that it is somehow the victim's fault that he was then murdered for exercising his constitutional rights by being shot in the back after he was disarmed.
Okay, and that's your statement. Do I think it's his fault? Like, let's go back to like what you said. You get pulled over. You didn't commit a crime. You can get pulled over though. Whatever your name is. My name's Gabriel. I'm Hispanic. So I could get pulled over for anything. I could get pulled over for just suspicion. Cops have the right to profile. That's just the way it is now. And it's always been like that. It's not like they profile in a wrong way. They profile in a way where they do things. No, I'm not saying they're going to pull me over. I'm I'm saying I can get pulled over, and I've been pulled over, and we've all been pulled over. Everybody that's listened and been adults, we've all been in a situation with the cops where they ask us, well, we need to see your ID. I was just walking through a hotel because I live in Vegas a couple days ago, and they literally forced me to give them my ID at the hotel. It was very confusing, but I gave it to them. Why? Because no, not that I'm just a pussy to law enforcement. No, it's because I know that when somebody, if it's like somebody that's like, and this is security, but say I get pulled over by law enforcement, federal law enforcement, say I was to see law enforcement do something that I think is wrong, and I step in the way of them, and I put my hands up, turn my back, which is not the way it happened. Everybody who's watching, everybody who's seen what happened, they know that they wrestled and they got to the ground, and what happened is egregious. That's where I do agree with that. I do agree with you. It's egregious. I don't like seeing people get shot, just like I don't like seeing protesters in Iran get shot, just like I don't like seeing anybody get shot. But my main point is, you get pulled over, sir, for no reason. You don't do a crime. You're walking through a hotel, walking through a mall, you're walking on the street. Yes, you should tell the officer that you're armed, because that is something that we are taught, because they're officers.
When are we taught that? No, hold on. First of all, I don't know who the fuck taught you your rights, but first of all, no, the police do not have the right to profile you, which is insane thing to say. Nope. You said that. Be quiet.
Go on, I'm listening. Yes,
thank you.
Yes, I did say that.
Police do not have the right to protest you. Second of all, ICE agents don't have the right to even detain you or arrest you unless you are doing an obstruction to their procedures, because they don't have jurisdiction over you. So on top of A, they can't profile you. B, ICE isn't even a police officer. You just said you did that to a fucking security guard, which is insane, right? But second of all, no, if a police officer does for some reason profile me and ask me for my ID, I will give them my ID if it is necessary for me to give them my ID. But I'm sure as hell not going to friggin' just announce to an entire fucking street or casino that I am carrying a weapon, because they do not have any type of reasonable. That is not escalate, sir. I let you finish your entire thing. Unfortunately, okay. I let you finish your entire thing.
I gave them my ID. I was saying you need to tell the cops when you have a concealed weapon, that you have a concealed weapon, because say I was to get involved with the cops doing something illegal, then I would want to tell the cops for my right, so I'm on video, so I can start suing the cops, because I'm like not going to be an idiot. I would tell them I have a concealed weapon. You take me to jail, yada, yada, yada. That's this, that, and the most. But I didn't carry a gun into the casino. No, I gave them my ID, because that's what's like, you don't need to give anybody your name. That's just like, oh, come on, a lot of people don't give the cops their IDs anymore. That's a big thing I see on all the time now, and that's one thing. We don't need to give people our names anymore. But you should tell somebody if you're carrying a weapon. That's what I'm telling you. It's important as concealed carriers to tell an officer that you're carrying a weapon, because they're officers and they're trained. They're trained with weapons. Like, we're trained in a sense. They're trained vigorously. That's where it's like, it's not okay. I agree with you. Man. And I don't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to point that out.
You're doing a real bad job. But first of all, let me be very clear. Let me be very clear.
I apologize.
Let me be very clear.
Yeah.
I would say the majority of the people that I know that carry are well more trained than any of those ICE or CBP officers that are in the streets fucking murdering fucking people right now. So that's a fucking joke. Okay, that's a fucking joke. But second of all, sir,
I'm going to stand with you with that. I'm going to stand with you and say, I want to know, because I think people that even become officers, they need to be trained like military. They need to be trained to protect and serve the people. ICE officers need to be trained to protect and serve anybody, no matter what, even if it is the person they're obtaining. You know,
okay.
That's the truth. I agree with you.
You're doing like a whole bunch of talking and a whole not a lot of breathing. So I'm going to need you to freaking stop talking for a bit. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, perfect. Nothing in your story even makes sense, to be completely honest with you, okay? Because first of all, I'm pretty sure you can't carry a weapon into a casino, which you were saying that you were doing. Second of all, okay.
No, I said I didn't do that.
Oh, gotcha.
That's just like, I don't want to be
so you
rude to
weren't
but
carrying.
You try to act all
but
high
you-
and mighty.
So you
and I'm not
weren't
trying to be
carrying.
rude, but I'm going to
so
hang
you
up
weren't
right now.
So
but I
you-
want to listen.
so-
No, please listen. Because
No,
I
you're
wanna,
being muted. I've asked you multiple times to let me finish a statement, and you have not let me do it yet. So now you're being muted. Okay. I do not care what you have to say right now, sir. Be quiet. Okay. Sir, you're muted. No.
probably do stuff and you rely off other people. I don't want to be rude to you. You're a system.
Anyways, second of all, if a police officer just stops me without any type of reasonable suspicion, I'm going to ask them what crime they freaking were stopping me for. All right. And if they're lawfully detaining me for some type of reason, and they ask if I have a weapon on me, then of course I'll tell the police that I have a weapon on me. Of course, that's for the safety of myself. That's for the safety of the officers. And that's the safety of everybody else. And if they have reasonable suspicion for that, is what it is, right? Even if they don't, even if they're wrong, right, on who I am, I will gladly, divulge that information. Gladly, I think I should do that. I think that's important to do, right? I do also feel that it's important not to do any types of acts of violence towards police officers or anything like that. I think that that's also horrible, all right? But if you, who literally told me you were carrying a gun in a casino and then gave an ID card to what ended up being a security guard, and then at that point just announced, I have a gun on me, that is a wild thing to say, all right? And it's funny how you wouldn't let me talk, but you were somehow talking yourself out of your own story as that continued. Like you somehow started someplace and then talked your way out of and back into your own scenario. Okay? That's fucking nuts. All right? I don't know what the heck you just did, but you need to calm down. By the way, after I muted him, he went off on a nice long thing about how I live in my mom's basement. It was great. All right. It was great. I actually want to change. This is like my third account. I'm gonna change this to Polly's mom's basement. I might change the name on that. We'll see. I just thought about doing this. See this person named Chelly Pob. If I have any mods, you can just ban them just for this comment. Yeah, they don't need to be here. You guys can't see it on TikTok. It says my mom is 38. All right. That's you guys on TikTok can't see it. On YouTube, you see it. But you can just ban this person right now. Like just not for any reason, just because they hurt my feelings. All right. Don't actually do that. I'm joking. Chelly, you're totally good. I'm just joking. You don't actually have to do that. Y'all, please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, Tara, sorry. I forgot I have no mods over on. I have no mods on this account. Hopefully it pops up because it's being, there it goes. There you go. You're good. Yeah, I told you, I went to a little tap room this weekend on Sunday. And it literally was like, yeah, you're 21 if you were born in February of 2005. And I was like, that's the year I graduated high school. And so this is no longer okay. All right. Thank you, Tara. Thank you. DJ, thank you so much for the 10 jewels. Jen, thank you so much for the heart and the $5. I really, really appreciate that. Chill Guys, thank you so much for the flower. Freddie, thank you so much for the $9.99 over there. I appreciate that. Oh, Cece, thank you so much for the $10. Said Trump's own Supreme Court ruled that anywhere you were allowed to carry a gun in 1776, you can carry it in 2026. Funny how MAGA chuds have forgotten Bruin 2022. Now that it's inconvenient for them. The amount of people on Trump's side, like MAGA Republicans, who have just completely abandoned the Second Amendment is truly, truly, truly astonishing. Like, do you guys remember when they were like, the left's trying to take all your guns? And now freaking all the Trump supporters are like, if you're carrying a gun, you need to tell everybody and you need to stay at home. And if you have a gun, the ICE can kill you. Like, the whole 9 yards, dude. And I want to be very, very clear, okay, that the left's position has not changed. The left's positions on guns have stayed exactly the same where they were before. And the right has gone from just one side to the other side. Just completely jumped. Like, the amount of times I get told, they're like, oh, now you're pro-gun? I'm like, nope. I have the exact same feeling about guns that I had before all of this happened. Okay? Which is that we need better gun laws, we need better restrictions on guns, and we need less guns on the street. Okay? And better freaking mental health checks. We need better all the way across the board, which will allow people to be able to do the things that they actually need to do. Okay? That's simple. Okay? Apparently, that went from like the most far left view on the planet to the most far right view on the planet without me changing a single feeling. It's nuts. Anyways. Thank you so much, Cece. Stacy, thank you so much. Said, what do these people think would have happened if Alex Preddy would have told ICE that he had a gun? They would have shot him sooner? Sorry, that's not funny, but it's so fucking true. Like if he was like, oh, I have a gun, they would have been like, oh, well, in that case, let's de-escalate this situation. Maybe they would have shot him in the front instead of on the back. Fucking simps, dude. Fucking simps. Anyways. Thank you so much, Stacy. And final, thank you so much for the happy poop. I really appreciate that also. Thank you so much. All right. I think we're done for the night. I'm just shy of 3 hours. So I think we're done for the night. I will be back on tomorrow. Hopefully my daughter's tennis match doesn't run late tomorrow. But I will be on this account on TikTok. This is my third account. So I'll be here. If you guys are on YouTube, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. We'll be back here, of course, tomorrow. So thank you guys so much for being here. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We'll be streaming Thursday, and then I will probably be off until like Sunday. So, but I do really appreciate you guys. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here. Love you guys so much. All right. See you guys later. Bye.